Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you, too!
Hello, everyone.
What's up, dirty dogs?
What up, everybody? It's good to see you. They are here. Sorry, I'm a second late here.
Instruct the city clerk to place on the agenda of the first regular council meeting of fiscal year 2024 to 2025 on July 2nd, 2024, or shortly thereafter, the following instruction.
Sorry, I was a little late.
Authorize the city controller to reappropriate up to $209,337 from the Animal Services Department,
the newest
Salaries
felon
General
that we know.
Account, Fund Number 100/06, Account Number 001010, Salaries General, to the department's Contractual Services Account, Fund 100/06, Account Number 0030.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a test for you.
Contractual Services.
One
for
person
use to
got
purchase
felonies
professional-grade
last week.
radio equipment.
All over the news. Everybody
Is there a
called him,
second
made
to this
sure
motion?
they called him a felon.
Councilmember Hutt seconds.
Now the
Thank you very
standing
much.
president's crackhead
All right, so
son,
in item
that
30
sack of
will be
dog
held on
shit,
the desk.
just got 3 felonies, federal
Councilmember
offenses.
Park.
When they give you federal time, you do every day of that federal time. Let's see if these major media companies call him a felon,
Please.
just like they did the
And
other
the
guy.
amending motion reads that
Let's
I
see.
move that item 14 on today's
Shout out
council
to you,
agenda
Joe. And
be
Bo,
amended to
you're
adopt
at where
the
you should be,
following
6
in
feet
lieu
deep.
of recommendation 4C contained in the report with the changes indicated below. 4C, AV access
What's
to,
up, Laguna?
and the following language is struck out. Los Angeles International Airport Central Terminal Area, end of the struck language.
Let's see, right?
And then I believe this is new language.
see, Dieter.
LAWA property. That's LAWA
Is it
property.
echoing, guys? Hopefully
End of
not.
the new language, including LAWA's engagement with labor, AV companies, and other stakeholders.
Happy back that ass up.
Is there a second
Is it
to this
really like
motion?
a day called back that ass? You're lying, Ian. Thank you so much for the dono.
Money don't jiggle jiggle.
I heard Councilmember Rodriguez. Was there Councilmember Park? Did you?
You're
Councilmember
lying. Is
Rodriguez.
it really?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Wow, that's crazy.
Thank you very much. All right. Councilmember Blumenfield.
Back that ass up. Wasn't that like,
Councilmember
was it
Blumenfield, you
mystical?
have
Who was it?
Items to call special.
Who sang back that
two
ass
things.
up?
One, on item 12, I have an amendment that the city attorney can read.
Who sang that one?
Please read.
Holy shit, Brandon.
The amending motion reads that I move that item number 12 on
Jesus.
today's council agenda
Another
be
one
amended
last
to
night and
replace
tonight, too?
recommendation 7A. Instruct the CAO to designate UB
Let's get
100/58, account number 580425
Juvenile,
for the
thank you.
extension and
I knew it was something
expansion
like
of
what,
unarmed
man? Mystical,
response
juvenile,
teams in
juvenile.
fiscal year 2024 through 2025, and identify additional funding for
he was
increasing
in that
teams
same
in
era.
dispatch capacity.
Brennan, man, thank you for not only
Is there a
just
second
now,
to this
but what
motion?
you sent last night, too.
Councilmember Hernandez.
Too awesome. Too awesome.
And then for
Thank
item
you so much.
13, I'm
Terry,
gonna
it's great
move
to
the
see you.
DFI report.
Good, Morgan.
Is there a second
Yeah, I
to
got
this
people
motion?
working at the
Second.
house. That's why, they were. Of course, they had to knock on the door right when I
All
was
right.
just about to go live here.
Any
so I
other
had to go
specials,
outside and
members?
See what's
Any other
going
specials on my left?
And thank you again,
Any
Brendan.
specials
That's
on my
amazingly
right?
huge. Ian,
Seeing
thank you so
none.
much for not only the
Mr. Clerk,
dono,
what's
Ian, but
available
for
for us to vote
making
on?
me a little smarter today.
Mr.
Now
President,
there
the
really
council
is a
may now
back
vote
that
on
ass
items
update.
2
Man,
through
look at that.
11.
Let's go. 220 already.
All right.
Jeez.
Items 2 through 11
Let's get
are
it.
now before us.
You're awesome, Brendan. Thank you. Happy Taco Tuesday to you.
Okay. Seeing no members wishing to be
Sensitive.
heard on items 2 through 11, members, let's go ahead and open the roll,
Dude, that is too funny.
close the
that
roll,
is-
and tabulate the votes.
13
I just say in this day and
Mr.
age,
President,
there's
there's
got to
a
be
request to
something
send
else
item
that
11
they should be worrying
forthwith.
about other
Without
than
objection,
that.
that'll
but
be the order. Next.
Just goes to show you, this is truly idiocracy, ladies and gentlemen. Saw it last
The council may now vote on item
Saw
13,
last
called
night with
special
the-
by
with the
Councilmember
12-year-old
Blumenfield for a
LARPing
motion
fucking
Blumenfield
ways.
Precorian to
I'm
adopt
gonna
the
put all
Budget,
the
Finance,
trash
and
cans
Innovation
in front
Committee
of the
report.
street.
Very good.
By the way,
That
they had
item
dozens
is
of
now
arrests
before us.
last
Do
night,
any members
apparently.
wish to be heard?
So
Seeing
the news
none, let's
said.
open the roll.
But we know
Close
what that
the roll
means.
and
They just
tabulate the
take them
votes.
off campus and then let them go. Your little cockroach, we'll put you in a
13
little
eyes.
bottle, and then we'll
Thank
take
you.
you down the street and let you run over
What's
there
next, Mr.
instead of
Clerk?
running around right here.
Mr. President, the council may now vote on
Hopefully
item
that you don't find
14
your way
as
back.
amended by motion Park, Rodriguez, Hutt.
All right. That item
Why
is
don't
now
they send
before
criminals into the gates of
I
hell?
see
Well,
no
I
members
don't
wishing
think
to
they
be
have
heard.
that kind of power.
us. So on that item as amended,
your
let's
name?
open the roll. Close the
can't
roll
even
and
see what that
tabulate the
says.
votes.
See,
13 eyes.
SCCR? Yeah, you know. Apparently
Next
there
order
is
of
only
business.
one judge, and here they go.
Mr.
They're
President,
reading
the
the
council
reaction
may
to
now
the guilty
consider
verdict.
item 12 as
On the other
amended by
channel.
motions Hernandez.
And that's another thing too, really quickly. So you had one person get a whole bunch of felonies, and then you got one guy who got a bunch of felonies, but yet when I turn on the television, there's barely any coverage. The other guy, every single news,
if there's no
every
objection,
single
we
news
can do
station
so.
stopped, dropped, and did everything they
Hold
were
on.
doing to put that out there. Wonder what the difference is. Why don't they do it? Maybe the
Okay.
number of felonies?
Actually,
no,
we're
that can't
going
be
to
it.
hold that one on
Could
the
it
desk.
be because he's the
Hold
president's
item 12
son?
on the desk
Probably.
until after public comment, please.
Could it be that they're Democrats?
Okay. Is there anything else we can
Definitely.
vote on, Mr. Clerk, now?
Not at this time, Mr. President.
Very good.
Hi,
then
Stanks.
we are
You're gonna come in here today
ready to
for
go
finally
into the
'cause
presentation
nobody's
portion
seen you in like a
of
year.
our meeting,
They
and
put
I'd
out a
like to
search party for you
recognize
'cause they
first
couldn't find you no
Councilmember
more,
Park.
Stanks.
Are you prepared on your presentation?
Like,
All
Stinks is
right,
here,
you
let
have
him
the
sit
floor.
down.
Take it away.
Well, I mean, not like the other guy's charges aren't bullshit, right, Ian? So that's all it is. It's a tit for tat. That's all that was.
All right. Let's put this on
Tit
display
for
here.
What the fuck is that? Is that an
Thank
an
you,
Oscar?
Council
Oh, no,
President,
not an Emmy? That's an
and
Emmy.
good morning, colleagues. I am really
Pretty sure that's an
excited
Emmy.
and
Not an
honored
Oscar, for sure.
to be
Pretty
joined
sure
by
it's an Emmy.
a fellow Venetian and
Or a Golden
Daytime
Globe
Emmy
award. I'm pretty sure
Award
it's an
winner, Allie Mills Bean. Allie was, yes. Allie was born in Chicago, grew up on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, and went on to graduate magna
you
cum
guys
laude
hear them
with
okay?
the first
'Cause to me, it's
class
very light.
of women
I don't
at
know
Yale
why.
University for her undergrad. She then went on to earn a master's degree from the London Academy of Music and Performing Arts. Allie began her professional acting career at the age of 15 at the Williamstown Theater Festival in a Greek tragedy with Olympia Dukakis. After graduating, she dove into acting in numerous roles, including Juliet in a national tour of Romeo and Juliet. Allie came to Los Angeles in 1977 for a production of Voices and was soon cast in Jim Brooks' acclaimed series, The Associates, starring opposite Martin Short, her first series. Several TV series, pilots, and recurring roles in series followed, including Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, Hill Street Blues, Yes Dear, and
Hill
6.5
Street Blues. I
years
remember Hill
as
Street
Norma
Blues.
Arnold on the
That is an
iconic
Emmy.
Emmy
Yeah, it's
Award-winning series, The Wonder
When you
Years.
bring your own Emmy up.
Allie has played roles in numerous films and has
Kinda
continued
cheesy.
to do
Leave the Emmy
theater
at home.
throughout her
They know who you
career,
are.
including 35
You don't need
years
to
as an
bring your own
award-winning
Emmy.
Pacific resident theater in Venice, where she did many plays with
Like a
her late
Grammy Award winner
husband,
walking around
Orson
with a Grammy
Bean.
in his hand.
In October
do know I won the
2022, she
Grammy,
was
right?
cast as the longtime villainess Heather Weber on General Hospital. Allie won a Daytime Emmy last year and was nominated again this year for the role. She didn't win this year, but it was her honor to be nominated opposite Dick Van
Let me ask you,
Dyke,
is it
who
echoing
won
now?
the award and became the oldest winner in Emmy history. So right now we have a quick clip of Allie in action.
No echo.
This is crazy.
Okay, good. So, because now I can hear. I can't.
You here
On
to
my
kill me?
side, it's just.
Why would you think that, Heather?
I don't know, show up in my room in the middle of the night. It's a locked ward. How'd you get in here?
I go wherever
Is
I
that
want.
Hunter
Port
Biden
Charles
right there?
is my
Just
town.
saying. Bro looks
You'd
like
be
Hunter.
wise to remember that.
Looks like a crackhead.
Okay,
And of course, when I put the camera
So-
down, you have to move, huh?
what do you want?
Typical Stinks.
You were in the
Right,
transport
Golf? Doesn't it look like him?
prison van when it crashed, when Anna Devane escaped.
Yeah?
As soon as he pulls the crack pipe
didn't
out,
try
it'll
to
be
run.
confirmed.
Turn myself in.
Then you went to Kelly's and had a BLT.
Right, Brennan? Terrible.
You would have done the same. Bacon melts in your mouth.
You offered to give the description to the cops
Bro, what is this?
of the guy who was driving the van, who they think helped Anna escape.
Well, yeah, I offered to talk to the cops if I thought it might help me stay here a little longer.
Is this the role that got her the Emmy? Oh, God. Says a lot about Emmys.
I would appreciate it if you talked to me first.
B-roll for sure, IB2. IB2 for sure.
There is nothing like this back at Jarkham. I told Jojo, you use too much grease. You should try the duck fat. But he thinks I'm crazy.
You didn't answer my question. How did you get here?
Not a good actress.
Guilt trip. You know, it's really as good as these fries are. I'm gonna need a soda to wash them down. Can though, but put ice in the glass.
Coming up.
Bro, that was of all her work, those were the two scenes you put up there? Really?
I also want to say a few words about Allie's Venice
It's so
activism.
horrible.
She has
Cringeworthy.
always been heavily involved with our local community.
Terrible.
Allie and her
That's
late
acting,
husband
Randy. I
Orson
think we
are the
could all
proud
be actors and
recipients
actresses now.
of the Spirit of Venice Award for their contributions to the heart and soul of Venice.
Amazing.
Together, they helped provide housing, tuition, and living expenses for schooling and arts classes for a number of individuals in Venice over the years.
My God.
Allie
Wayne,
helped
it's good to see
build
you.
the Pacific Resident Theater home at 703 Venice Boulevard, and she's led youth workshops at the theater, even personally driving
know.
a carload of
Bob, I don't know
teenagers
what
from
show that
Inglewood
is.
every week to
You'd have to
perform in
Google
their
her
very
name. I don't
first
know.
live
Probably
theater
some,
performances.
soap opera.
The
like
Beans
General
opened their
Hospital,
Venice
some shit
yard
like
for
that.
many
Looked like
local
it.
residents, including the yearly Venice Garden and Home Tour benefiting a local nonprofit.
up, Tom?
And Allie continues to host community
Calamity
meetings
Girl?
there to raise
Warm?
awareness of important issues. After Orson's tragic death in 2020, Allie has
AZL?
continued to
Shout out to you and the
remain
rest of
very
Texas.
involved in the Spirit of Venice. She received the largest number of votes both times she ran for the at-large officer role
Hospice.
on the Venice Neighborhood Council, and she currently serves as the chair of the Venice Homelessness Committee. Allie was also
you
awarded
should
the
have Mr.
Shining
Scott-
Star Award
Mr.
from LA
Sachs
Focus
come and talk
newspaper
about
for her
homelessness.
advocacy being a light in the industry.
And L.A.
Therefore, colleagues, I would
girlfriend's
like
back
to
there. I see her last
recognize
row.
Allie Millsbean for the
I don't see anybody
dedication
else
to her
yet.
craft and the commitment
Ooh, and she's white
to the
and
community
she got a
of
frame?
Venice. Congratulations, Allie, if I
Special
may,
days.
on your very well-deserved Emmy
Better,
Award,
Pete.
and thank you
What are you
not
doing? Come on.
only for your
Come on,
incredible
go.
professional accomplishments,
doing?
but for
Look,
all of your
get off.
selfless
There you go.
volunteerism
Get
and
off.
selfless duty. So today, on behalf of
do
Mayor
realize
Karen
you're
Bass
too
and the
heavy to be
entire
walking on the
city,
keyboard, right,
Council
baby?
of Los Angeles, I'd like
love
to
you. You're my
personally
best man.
congratulate you for everything that you've done.
That is too much, dude. I swear. He is too goddamn much. Is that laser lady?
First, I just want to
Dressed
say
up?
I saw Councilwoman Rodriguez, who I met, and when I heard her speak about her background and how she became a councilwoman, I just want to thank all of you for your
Mr. Herman just walked in.
tireless
Look at him.
service
Look at him all
to the
dressed
city
nice, too.
and to your
Bro, why is he
individual
dressed so nice?
communities.
Look at him.
I know how hard
What
you
is he
work.
doing?
I'm only on the Venice Neighborhood
collared shirt.
Council, and I don't sleep. So, bless your hearts. And I've had the real honor and pleasure of getting to know
two regulars
Councilman Parks
confirmed.
over the past couple of years.
She looks ghoulish.
And just Venice says
a
you're our
groovy
rock
ghoulie.
star, Tracy Park. I like to say she's our beloved pit bull, because she is, but she's our angel, and Venice loves her. Pretty much, I think you probably all noted that in the very beginning days of the mayor's office and her Inside Safe program, she hit the ground
the
running
one that doesn't
in
do
Venice
anything,
with
the
our
one they audited
councilwoman,
and found out that they only
and
housed
literally
two people with
cleared
millions and
2
millions of
blocks,
dollars.
brought
You mean
people
that one?
inside to safety. An entire 2-block radius of souls on the street got inside like the first day, I think, of
him
Mayor
settled.
Bass's.
Hopefully he
felt
stays
like
there
the
for a
first
little
day,
bit.
anyway. So we're incredibly grateful and so is all of Venice, and I think probably all of Los
Remember when
Angeles,
Venice was
to
like
Mayor Bass
original
and two of her
folks and-
representatives, who I really love, are here right now.
You know,
My really
a
good
real
friend,
area.
Marion
Now
Ensley,
it's
and
just
Marissa Bowman. They're
taken
both
over
on
by
her,
these,
the director of her outreach
these morons.
team and our West Side area. Is that right, Marion?
They've killed Abbott
Outreach
Kinney.
Officer. But they really work closely with our homelessness committee in Venice. They're amazing and helped me meet, the Inside Safe team, Dr. Agonifer, and everything.
The actress likes to talk.
But the correlation between the crazy person you just saw on the screen. I'm in prison. I'm shackled. Don't worry, I'm safe. My serial killer husband from General Hospital is sitting in the front row, but he's safe too. He's just an actor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. See, he's
And my
General
daughter
Hospice,
from the
like you
soap,
said.
Avery Pohl, is sitting next to him, and she made me kill a few people, so that's why the thing is, I'm an entertaining character, as maybe you noticed. She's
Oh my
funny.
God.
It's TV. And
You're not entertaining.
mental illness
You're not
on the
good at what
street
you
in
do.
Venice is heartbreaking.
That
it's
Emmy
not
is
funny.
a participation award
And
at this point.
the correlation
Because I
has
could
not
outact
escaped
you,
me of
ma'am. I really could.
the
I
fact
know I
that my
could.
character is entertaining and mentally
outact you.
ill. And the work that I do on the streets in Venice with
What's up, Brandon?
my Connie, my friend from the homelessness committee, and
Just
my
watching
friend,
this lady
and
pat,
Mary,
her,
who's
pat herself on the back
going to be
really
working
hard.
with us soon.
Surprised she's
Mary
not choking.
Klein.
She's patting herself so hard.
Very unfortunate.
Did Hunter
was a
really
victim
get
of a very
convicted?
brutal
Yes.
crime in Venice, but she's alive and well and standing, and we love her.
Hasn't been sentenced.
I'm going to try to
You know,
get her
they'll
to be
give
on the
him,
Venice Neighborhood Council
an
this
hour
week.
or two maybe in jail.
It's a daunting, incredibly difficult
Probably not even that.
issue. It's probably the
Daddy
number
will
one
pardon
thing that
him.
we all face in Los Angeles is how are we going to get all of these souls,
But a felony conviction is a felony
not
conviction
only
at this point, unless it's
into
overturned.
housing, but healed. And
Yeah, see,
I'm
thank you
so
for kicking a
grateful
tier one
that
sub to My Adventures,
Mayor
My
Bass has brought Dr.
Adventures.
Agonifer on,
Welcome
who's
to the
not only a
family,
medical
courtesy
doctor,
of
going
Yessie.
to be working with the county in mental illness. In Venice, that is really our number one issue. And so speaking as a entertaining, crazy person, that's my real passion, is to get more and more and more and more mental health treatment for everybody in the city and the county and the country and probably the world. So bless your hearts again for all your hard work. Our beloved councilwoman, she's doing such an amazing job. And I know you all are too. I mean,
don't
I
you
know
just get on your knees and
I
suck your
heard
dick already?
Councilwoman Rodriguez's story, but I follow you all too. I come to hearings. And I'm very, very grateful for the work you're all doing. Bless your hearts. I know you don't get any sleep, but you're very
I don't know who
appreciated, even
Andrew
if you don't get it all the
Breitbart
time
is.
out
Never heard
loud.
of him.
Thank you so much.
And her husband, Orson Bean.
Thank you.
Never heard of him.
Congratulations, Allie.
I just love when somebody is an award winner, doesn't win an award that day, but yet walks around with the award.
Thank
I mean,
you
why doesn't
very
she
much.
just
I'd like
make a
to
chain and put it
recognize
around her
Councilmember
neck?
Rodriguez, please.
Like, who does that?
So Allie,
Where have you seen a
Allie,
Grammy
don't
Award
run
winner
off just
holding
yet.
their Grammy
I wanted to take
away
a moment.
from the Grammys?
First of all, Allie, I want to thank you.
They don't go to
It was-
Good Morning
it was
America
my
the
great
next day
pleasure to
with their
meet you,
Grammy.
several
usually
months
don't.
back, and thank you, Ms. Park, for bringing her in and celebrating,
Hysterical.
her work on and off screen.
Hopefully,
Whether you're
JDM,
a resident of
that
Los
would be
Angeles,
that
Venice, or
would definitely
Charles.
trigger a celebration.
Right. I think it's really special to have individuals that give back. There's
I don't
so
even think
much
he'll get
the
that
city
twisted,
gives so
soul.
many people.
I don't
But
think
the
he'll
fact
get
that
90
you
hours,
have
much less
gone
90
the
days.
extra mile
He
and
won't even
availed
get 90
yourself
hours of community
to
service
either through
that
the
he won't even
arts
have to do.
or through your activism and service on the neighborhood
It's
council.
just a show.
Or
It's
just
all this
in
is.
personal,
Enjoy it.
generous service to help
It
people.
was a
in
show
need.
showing you
You're
the
showing great
conviction of the other
compassion,
guy.
and
Now they're
you're,
showing you the
you know,
conviction of this guy. But
you're
funny
walking the
enough
talk.
as it is, you know
And
how
there aren't many
noticed
people who
how
do that.
the
And so
president's
for that,
son
I
being
just wanted to
convicted
rise
on
and say thank you
gun
so much.
charges,
Thank you, Ms. Park, for
federal
bringing
gun
her in
charges,
so we
didn't
could
even
properly
spark a
celebrate
hey,
her,
let's on all these
because,
stations,
for those
let's
of us
break
that
into
grew up
the
watching the Wonder
these
Years,
scheduled
you were a important part of our
programming and
lives.
show it to you.
And
Notice
I
how
just
they
wanna say
didn't do
thank you
that?
so much for
But they did that for the
keeping
other guy.
Los Angeles as your home. Because as we're watching a lot of
And I
folks
do get it. One was the
kind of run in
president.
a different direction,
One
born out of frustration,
wouldn't even
and
be
rightful
the president
frustration.
of the Crack
The
Cocaine
reality
Society.
is that we have to keep our communities safe. We have to fight back, and we have to make sure that we're working together.
that the mom from the
to
Wonder
make
Years,
this a better Los
Terry?
Angeles for everyone.
She's
So
the
thank
mom
you
from the
so
Wonder
much, and
Years?
congratulations
Yeah, I
on your
didn't even
well-deserved
remember it. It's been that long.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Park to close.
I can tell you,
Again,
she's
just
not a
my
very good actress.
congratulations to Allie and to all of her friends and family
really
for
isn't.
being here. And Mary, it is
being
just
honest.
an honor to have you with us in council chambers today, too. Wow. Thank
She's
you,
no
Council
Meryl
President.
Streep, that's for sure.
Very good. Thank you. And as Ms. Mills exits stage left, I'd like to
Yeah, I watch the Wonder Years
recognize
sometimes.
Councilmember Blumenfield for our next
Wasn't a
presentation.
huge fan, but I did see it from time to time. Just didn't recognize her for sure. Who's cocaine? We know whose cocaine it was the first time and the second time they found some. Come on. And trust me, you know he was looking all over the floor for it for hours. They just didn't show you the videotapes of him searching the hallways for it. Fuck, where did I drop it? I know I had it when I was walking in here. It was in my pocket. I know it was. Fuck. Now I'm gonna have to go score again. They're definitely parasites, Jimmy.
Councilmember
They're
Blumenfield,
ass-licking,
good morning.
dick-licking parasites. They're here to suck each other's
Colleagues,
cocks.
I have the honor of having the national champions of the academic decathlon residing in the area that I represent. From Woodland Hills, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the 2024 winners, El Camino Real High School.
About their scholastic abilities, and yet the first thing he says is it's about how they are from his
a
area.
tradition of dominance.
It's always about them.
By Southern California schools. El Camino Real Charter High School
Who gives a fuck what your fucking
not its
district
seventh,
is?
not its eighth,
These
not
kids
its
don't give a
ninth,
fuck about
but
you.
it's
They won it without you, Blob.
National championship.
And Blob,
for
why is the
academic
teenager
decathlon
that's 17
last month
fucking
in
2 inches
Pittsburgh,
taller than you?
repeating last year's win.
Even
In
the
fact,
chick's almost
schools
taller
from the
than
San
you,
Fernando
Bob.
Valley and Ventura County have taken the top place in the national competition literally every year since
It's always me, me, me.
2003. They say all the brains in this country are lined up on the West Coast, and this is why. First off, that's a ridiculous stat. To know El Camino and Granada Hills have traded the national title back and forth since 2010, which is, first, that's crazy in and of itself
We got
when
the
you think
Bernie
about the
guy
whole
back there.
country and these two schools
You got like
fighting
3
it out.
regulars.
Second, El Camino now has the most of any school in the country.
Napoleon syndrome for
That
sure.
is a big deal. And third, it
He's
once
even
again
worse. He's
proves
Napoleon
that my
in,
district
in
beat John Lee's
fucking
district.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures.
So that's a good. Excellent. El Camino
Fuck
competed
Piggy,
against 59 schools from across the country.
Piggy.
The competition spanned 10 subject
Need to
matters,
take him to the ice
including
cream
art,
parlor so he can be
economics,
a little
science,
piggy.
and math, all related to this year's theme, technology
Piggy
and
wiggy,
humanity.
piggy wiggy, piggy.
And as I
wiggy.
understand it, this year's theme allowed Coach Stephanie Franklin to teach her Gen Z students something about pop
Your
culture.
ex-husband's from Granada Hills? Oh, yeah.
But the subject matter overall takes a lot of study, and the whole city is really proud that you are representing Los Angeles, our not only your school, but our entire city. And we are grateful for that. You all should be proud of
Granada Hills
yourselves
isn't too
because you
far
are a
from me.
crew that didn't just, think about it. These folks didn't start under the normal circumstances. When they were freshmen, COVID was in full bloom, and they weren't able to have that, togetherness. But once they finally got there in person, they all worked together
For sure,
to
Jimmy.
get to this
That'll be
amazing
coming
point
any
today.
moment, I'm sure.
I hope your resilience during the tough times served
They
you
did
well
that
and will
last Friday.
continue
You
to
may have
serve you
missed
in
it.
life's journey.
They had the whole
because
gay
each of you
pride
has
festival in
obviously
here. They had the
dedicated
gay
yourselves,
mariachi band.
and it has really paid off.
All that good stuff.
Now, before we hear from Coach Franklin and El Camino Board
And they all
President
showed
Brad
up for
Wright,
the gay pride
I want
parade.
to mention each of the team members and have you each, as I say your name,
Your dad
just
did the
give a little
costumes for
wave,
Bill and Ted? That's
and then
awesome.
in the back afterwards, I'm going to give you each a certificate.
Fucking
But
Ted.
we've got
What
Ava
was his name? Bill S.
Constantini.
Preston and
We've got Darren Dew,
Bill S. Preston, right?
Jacob Fay,
And what was Ted's name?
Willa
Ted
Porter,
something Esquire?
Umbika
remember Ted's
Chikara, Lincoln Webster, Audra
Alan?
Ellis, Jaden Escobedo, Nikki Safai. And we have assistant coaches Karen Evans, John Dalsas, and Nathaniel Jones. Let's give them all a big hand.
Ted Theodore Logan. Thank you. Ted Theodore Logan.
And now to speak for the team, head coach Stephanie Franklin.
Because you have to, Coping. I live rent-free in your head.
I hate microphones, so here goes.
Ew, why do I
First
follow
and
your clown
foremost,
ass?
I want
Because
to
you are
thank
just like everybody else.
for taking a moment
I live right
to
here.
recognize our
You
children.
can shut this off right now.
It's something that we've been
legitimately shut it off,
lacking.
and
If these
I'll
kids
still
could
be
throw a ball
here
through a hoop or win a Super
inside your
Bowl,
head.
everybody wants to stop and pause.
You know why?
But the fact
Because
that
you have
stop and pause the very important work that you're doing for our city, to recognize them and to give them the proper example. You're exposing them to your jobs, to your care for our
Bill
city,
S.
and hopefully
Preston,
encouraging
Esquire.
them
That's what it
because
was.
they're the
And
most
Ted
brilliant people that
Theodore
you're going to
Logan.
meet.
Thank you, Matt.
To take steps and follow you.
Why do
to
everybody
continue
cry
to
to
reach
me
out
about how
to
why
their
they follow?
communities.
Why don't they just
So I thank you for
unfollow?
recognizing them. And actually, I almost
But
went
they
to
never
see Ms.
do,
Mills.
and then they
I
always
think it's
stay.
a great example today
Like the
for
other
our kids to be
moron
able to
last
come and
night.
see someone who
I
has
hate
worked all
this
her
place.
life
It's
and
so
still reaches back
aggravating.
and helps
2
to
hours
uplift
later,
others.
you're
So,
still in the room talking.
thank you for this incredible thing. I should say something about my team.
All I can think of is it truly is the way it used to be for Howard Stern, where
and they
people
are
hated him, but yet they
record-breaking,
still
and I would
watched
be
him
remiss
because they
not
just
telling
wanted
you
to
just
hear what he
how
had to say
record-breaking.
next.
There was only one team in the nation that broke the
So here they
50,000
are.
point barrier this year, and you're looking at them. They broke it not once, not twice, but 3 times, just to make sure everybody knew they could do it.
Yeah, you're fine, Tubbs.
And with us pushing and shoving all the way and cheering them on. So thank you once again for recognizing my
You're
kids. Thank you for recognizing education, and please
That's
continue
it,
the great
BK.
work
I don't
that you do.
understand it. I mean, BK, you know and I know. There's plenty of things in your life that you don't like,
Just
and you don't
amazing.
spend any time watching.
And now a
those
few
folks.
words from El
'Cause
Camino
you
Real.
enjoy others, and you go watch
board
the ones you
president, Brad
enjoy.
Wright.
It just makes so much sense.
When I look around this room,
Bro
the
is
respect
2
I
feet
see
taller
makes
than
me
Blob.
think of a play that Shakespeare had, which was King Henry IV.
What's up,
And
Jackie?
there was a saying that said, uneasiness
Baba Booey.
lies the head that wears the crown. What you do is you lead, but people ask,
It's like
how do you
Michael
get
O'Hare
to be a leader? Where does
from
it
the-
start?
What was that movie? With the
You're where you
Michael
need to
O'Hare
be,
movie?
but where does it
The
start? I'll
Blind
tell you
Side
where
or
it
something?
starts. And I'm going to have someone stand up, Mr. Ken Bernstein, who was also, he's now the principal city planner here in Los Angeles
When's your
County.
birthday, Randy?
He was on
Coming
the
up?
El Camino Real charter academic decathlon team. With that being said,
Hunter?
this
It
is
looked
where you
like him.
lead. This is where it starts from. The things you've done. I'd like to thank the
look,
leadership you have.
Bob
our
isn't
teachers
even to
throughout
Homeboy's
Los Angeles
shoulder.
Unified
You
School
see that,
District,
right?
as well as our
Bob
school.
ain't even.
But I'm going to
Bob's
say
like
that El
almost to his
Camino,
elbow.
we're one of the safest schools in the state of California. Our educational background, we're here. This is
He's
where
a-
we
a
are.
clean foot.
But it starts with you.
Like
And I
14
salute
inches taller than
this
anybody
academic
that's standing
team,
there
and
right
I
now.
salute our leadership, and I thank you very much.
His knees are at the podium. Because literally his fucking knees are at the podium. Big dude.
One moment,
That's it, Nick
Councilmember
Horror, but
Bloomfield,
in-
since
in-
you threw
in
down
all
the
reality,
gauntlet,
to be
I
fair
would
to
like
both
to
of them,
recognize
it's just a
Councilmember
political
Lee.
witch hunt. It's tit for tat.
You know, I just wanted to make
That's
sure
all
that
it was.
everyone understood
Okay?
what
They
it
wanted
means
to get
win
one out
this
of the way,
competition. This isn't
do
just
everything they
a
could,
local competition. This
and
is a
this is how
nationwide
they,
competition.
the other side,
You
gets
kids should
back
be
at
very
the other
proud
one.
of yourselves. I know
all
the
it is.
dedication that you put in.
Tit
I
for
know the
tat.
hours you put in at nights. I know the hours that you put in weekends.
'Cause I'm sure
because I witnessed
everybody
that
on
at my
both
team
sides knew
at
about
Granada
both
Hills,
of these idiots
and every
for
year it
years.
does seem to change hands.
Just
Right, we
waited
go from El
for
Camino
perfect
to
timing
Granada,
now
and then El Camino
to
wins a
let all
couple
this
in a
out.
row, and then Granada wins a couple in a row. But it's these two schools, I know the dedication not only from the students, from the parents, from the teachers that they put in
It's either the
to make
felon
this
or
happen.
the
And I
map.
want you guys to
Which
know
one do you
just how
want?
proud we are as a city. You
And
know,
the map made a
Councilman
felon.
Blumenfield, we
maps and felons
joke
or
and we fight
felons?
about this
Which one you
'cause,
like?
you know, fighting about which school is going to win this year. But we are all so proud of all of you for representing our city in such a special way because you really deserve this recognition. And I just want to say congratulations, Councilman Blumenfield, but we'll be there next year. All right.
Thank you. Councilmember Rodriguez.
Is National Corn on the Cob Day?
Thank you.
Fuck,
Well,
now I want
just
some
want
elote.
to rise to congratulate you all as
Love
well.
them.
It is
I
a
haven't had
remarkable
a good
accomplishment
corn
that
on the
again
cob
gets
in a long
volleyed
time.
back and forth between
love
the
it.
two
It's just,
schools.
you know, it gets
but it's
stuck
no
in your
mistake that
teeth,
it's from still in the San Fernando Valley. Let's just all call it one big valley family. But
I
I
can
think
only
it's
imagine
just,
how much
again, it's a
elotes are. They
testimony
used to be a buck.
not only your own
You know, dude would
personal
sell them for
dedication,
$1.
but of course
They're
to your
probably
teachers,
$5
to your
now
families.
for a corn, I bet.
That's a huge
Anybody
endeavor
know?
to take on.
Anybody
I know
have
a
any
lot
elote
of
men in
personal
their neighborhood?
time spent
Or women?
dedicated to getting
It's $3
just
now, Terry?
continuing to refine and learn and
3x the
it's
price.
incredible. So congratulations
I
on
mean, it's
another
still worth $3
remarkable
because for
win.
$3 I can't even get anything at
believe
most
how,
places.
Again, it just constantly
$5
volleys
there,
back and
Max?
forth.
See, I knew it'd be
but
$5
it's,
somewhere.
I think a source of tremendous pride
Three,
for our San
Felipe?
Fernando Valley, but of
Felipe
course for the
says
entire
3-2.
city. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And Councilmember Blumenfield, thank you for this presentation. This is an extraordinary record of success
$3 to $4
that El
Allison,
Camino
at your
has
house?
achieved. And I think
So one day
this
it's
is a
4 when it's a
reminder
little much.
of the best of LAUSD as well.
Yep,
You know,
the
so
cup
often
and the
public
whole
education
corn is fine. What do you mean the cup?
receives criticism by people out there, and they don't see these kind of results. They don't understand how
there's no elotes over
what
here.
extraordinarily positive
Alice,
things
either.
are happening in our schools every single day.
You always
And,
know the elote
Coach
places,
Franklin,
'cause
your
usually
comments
they're-
were
you find
were
them
so
in the
well
street.
taken.
People that eat them and
when
throw them
you
in the
talked
gutter. They
about
don't,
the importance
because
of
they're coming out of the
recognizing
house. They're not walking
achievements
all the way
like
home.
this. And
with
that's
the
why we
fucking
do
bean. They just toss
presentations
it.
like this in the city council, because this is the best and brightest of Los Angeles. This is the
The cup
future
is
of Los
5 where I'm
Angeles,
at?
and we should be celebrating.
Okay.
We should all be celebrating their
Elote in a
success
cup. It's
and
like
the
corn
efforts
soup.
that went into
that
their
sounds good.
success.
I've never
by
had that.
Every staff member, every
Only had the
faculty
regular
member,
elote.
everybody at El Camino High and throughout LAUSD who made this achievement possible. So congratulations to every
I
one
just
of
remember
you
my friend
for
last
your
time, dude. He started
extraordinary
choking.
success.
He was eating one.
Oh, let me go before.
We thought he was starting
go
to choke on
Councilmember
the
Blumenfield.
corn, but it
Councilmember
wasn't the
Padilla.
corn. It was like
Just really
the
quickly,
pepper.
I also want to
or whatever that-
congratulate all of the youth here.
Oh,
You
the
know,
flicker offer.
I know that you are all on your way in a couple of years
He
to some of the
flicked
best
somebody off last
universities in the
meeting.
country. And
Got
I
in
just
trouble
want to,
all
you know,
over the
when I
news.
went from Poly to UC Berkeley, I had professors that told
used to be
me,
a buck.
you think you're cool because you made it into Berkeley, but you're really nothing unless you go back to your community and do great things. So I just wanted to give you those words of advice, is that as you're, you know, planning to go into your future and go to these amazing
Show us
places
the middle finger
from
and
the
all that.
San Fernando Valley, don't forget the San Fernando Valley, because we do need you to come back. We still have a lot of work to make our
Yeah, we don't
community
have
better.
even- we don't even have
and whether
ice-
you go
ice
into the
cream over here,
sciences or the
Allison.
humanities,
They don't even come- in fact,
maybe even consider
there's
working
one
for the
dude
city of
who
Los
sells
Angeles, because we
houses
need
around
bright
here,
minds. And congratulations
and he rents
again.
out an ice cream truck, and he starts screaming over the mic, "Come out, get your free ice cream!"
Councilmember
He gives away
Blumenfield.
free ice cream to everybody.
True words.
And even
Thank
then,
you all
I don't
so
see
much.
it like
Please
stopping
accept
a
this
whole lot of places. There's
small
not a
token
whole
of
lot of kids
appreciation. I'm
here.
going to give you each a cert in the back when we're done here, but
It's
a
more of
plaque
like
for the
older
whole school.
folks, you know, people that
Congratulations.
had
Give it.
families and the kids are already at school or, you know, living on their own now, kind of place. So yeah, no paletas.
Congratulations,
no elotes.
champs. All
None of
right.
the good stuff.
Before we go to public comment,
now I want
Mr.
a
City Attorney,
goddamn,
you have
corn.
an amendment on item
You guys are
20
talking
to
about
read.
it.
Yes, the amendment reads that I move that item number 20 on today's council agenda be amended to include in the city's 2023 through 2024 state legislative program sponsorship and/or support of AB 2910 Santiago and sponsorship and/or support, if amended, AB 2909 Santiago, to add a requirement in the state legislation that before a
The rest of them
municipality
should say,
can
"Who ate all
contract
the
with a
pussy?"
qualified historical
Question mark.
property described in paragraph 3 of subdivision C-A of section 5028.0.1
Wait, all the elotes? That's what I
for
need
a
to get
lowered
another one, right,
assessment
Phil?
values, a fiscal study shall be done
Wait,
showing
all
that
the
this
corn?
will not reduce revenues to the municipality.
And for the record,
Hot fudge sundae. You know, they have
Councilmember
trucks
Harris Dawson
sometimes that
seconds
still
this
come
motion.
through.
Councilmember
Not here,
Harris
but
Dawson seconds. Thank
other
you very
places
much.
that aren't far that I see that do that. Hot fudge sundae. They sell fruit. They got a little weighing machine or whatever, little
All
scale
right.
on the back so they can weigh out fruit.
We'll be ready to
They
begin our
actually do it
public
right
comment.
next
Just
to
one
my
second.
my therapy where I do physical therapy at. I always see them. Get some fresh fruit without having to go to the market. There's a manhunt in Wisconsin, huh? Okay.
All right. With that, we're ready to
Is it-
begin
are
the
they
public
looking for
comment
Hunter?
portion of our meeting. So, Mr. Clerk, Mr. City Attorney, if you could please read in our instructions for the meeting.
Can barely hear
Thank you,
me
Mr.
again.
President. As indicated on the agenda, members of the public wishing to offer public comment should call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466 and then press pound. Then press pound again when prompted for a participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an
My
automated Zoom
shit's
voice
like
will
at
ask you to
11
press
right now.
star 6
I can't
to
even,
mute.
like, I'm
Let me
no
repeat,
joke, I can't
call
even put it much higher.
669-254-5252
If I lower them, then I can't hear
and use
it.
meeting ID number 160-535-8466 and then press pound. Then press pound again when prompted for participant
that's
ID.
a little better for
Once
you.
admitted into the meeting, press star
there you
9
go.
to request
I'm
to
not
speak.
fucking vexing it
When it is
anymore.
your turn to speak, an automated Zoom
Everybody
voice
else
will ask
says
you
it's
to press
fine.
star 6 to unmute.
Enough with the trolling.
To people providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak,
Yes, public
either at the
comment.
podium or on the phone, please state which of the agenda
From
items
Chuco,
you'd like to
Texas.
speak to. You will have 1 minute per item,
Shout out to
up to
Feel
3
That
minutes
Steel.
total for the items open for public comment.
Shout out
We
to
will tell you when your
Tejas.
time is up. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic.
Jason needs
Our
to call
goal
in.
is to get through as many
Yeah,
speakers
I
as we
think
can.
They know Jason's
If you are
burner
not on
number and his
topic,
rig number.
or if we cannot
Look at
tell
those
whether
things.
you are on
Doesn't he
topic,
look cute as
you will
right
get
now? Look at
one
his face.
brief warning
How is
from
that
me
not
or the
cutest
president.
cat you might have
At that
ever
point,
seen?
you need to get
Look at him
immediately
right now.
and clearly on topic. If you
Love
do
and
not do
life,
so,
laying on the
or if you
warm
again stray
computer
off
that he
topic,
shouldn't be
you will
laying on.
forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment are items number
All right,
1
Jason, I'll quit
and
listening to
items
them.
15 through 30. So let me repeat. The items open for public
shall.
comment on the agenda are items number 1 and items 15 through 30. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the other items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction.
That's it, Brandon.
For members of the public calling in,
Tell them.
when it is your turn to speak, an automated message from Zoom will prompt you to press star 6 to unmute yourself. If you do not do so,
wearing powder on
council
their face?
staff will prompt
Him?
you once more. At that point, you need to immediately unmute yourself, or unfortunately, you will forfeit your time and we will have to move on to the next caller. Finally, because of a brief time delay between the live meeting and the broadcast, 2 things are important. First, while waiting for your turn to speak, please keep an ear
Bro,
to the
what
phone
the
so you know in real time
Bro.
when it is your turn to press star 6
What
to
the
unmute.
fuck is that?
Second,
I didn't even touch
if you're
anything.
listening to this meeting on another device,
Alright.
please turn down the volume on that
I don't care
device
if you can't
immediately
hear me, I
when
really
it is your
don't.
turn to speak. Between the
That's why
time
it's
delay
happening.
and feedback, it will cause a great
Speaking
deal
of
of confusion
feedback,
if you continue to
just got
listen
it.
on your other devices. Thank you.
All of a sudden, it
All right,
decides
thank
to
you.
fucking
So I'm going to
feedback.
call a series of names,
hear me? Oh,
and
well.
as I call your
Sorry.
name, please make your way to your left-hand side of the chambers, where our sergeants will be able to direct
That
you
really
up to the
hurts my
podium.
ears when that
You
happens.
don't need to speak in the order that I call you, but please don't line up until I do call you. All
No,
right, so
I
I'm
don't
going
think
to
so.
call
I'm pretty sure
first
that was
Kevin
me, Alex.
Klein, Michael Shillstone,
Golfing
Paul
goods, let's
Scrivano,
go, golf.
Jennifer
Let's get it.
Kennedy, Janine
Thank you for the
Bedard,
dono, golf.
Jane Taguchi,
4.
Pearl, Nastasa,
My audio levels
and
are great,
Ian
BK.
Jameson.
Can't you tell? All right, so here we go. Viewer
Good morning.
discretion is
If you could
advised.
please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Morning, Michael Shillstone with Central City Association. Item 20, please. CCA is the leading voice on adaptive reuse in LA, and we're the proud sponsors of AB 2909 and 2910, authored by Assemblymember Miguel Santiago. Adaptive reuse of vacant office buildings can be an important tool to address simultaneous city priorities of building housing, sustainable development, seismic resilience, and revitalizing our urban cores that are still hurting from the pandemic. AB 2909 would build on the successful Mills Act program to provide a tool to support the financial viability of office to residential projects. And AB 2910 seeks to implement Mayor
Herman's there.
Bass's Executive
Yeah,
Directive
the
7
I
and would
don't
allow
see
the city to
Spindler, but he
adopt
could be
alternative
outside
building regulations
drinking
to
coffee.
facilitate conversions to housing after review and approval by relevant state agencies. Thank you to Council Members Rahman
Popeye
and
coupons? I
Yaroslavsky for
want one
introducing
pound
the
of cheese.
support resolution and their leadership on this issue. We ask for the full City Council support of these two bills as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Uh-oh. Somebody's hurt. I remember those days, having to fucking walk with crutches for fucking 9
Good morning.
months.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed
You
up
get
under
that
and the
walking
items you'd
boot.
like to speak to.
Yes, Paul Scrivano, 23, and general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment.
Ooh, Pink
Please
Hoodie
begin with
just
the
walked
item.
in.
Yeah, my name's Paul Scrivano, better known to many of you or all of you as your honorary fire chief for 2022. The fire department made me the honorary fire chief because the men trust me to speak for them. So I'm going to speak for them right now. And I'm going to talk to you about a specific firefighter named Matt Mamone. I sat at Matt Mamone's BOR last year and watched him get fired for being honest, for not lying about an exemption. It would have been real simple. Just make a third box, personal. So he didn't have to lie about a medical exemption. He didn't have to lie about a religious exemption. He could have just taken a personal exemption. Matt was an engineer. Matt was on the FEMA Task Force 1, a very elite team that goes all over the country to rescue people. Matt got fired. And on the day Matt got fired, the chiefs demanded that he strip off his uniform in the BOR and walk out of there in his underwear. Think I'm lying.
Hopefully he sues him.
I'm going to keep going.
News
the fire department is at record low numbers. I had a heart attack on March 4th, 2019. I was rescued by Station 58, paramedics Evan Brooks and Mike Thompson. They were there 5 minutes after the phone call, the 911 call. They got me to Cedars in 5 minutes. I was in the ER for 3 minutes. I was in the catheter lab for 10 minutes. 23 minutes from the 911 call to 2 stents in my right coronary artery. If I had that heart attack today, I would be dead waiting for that rescue ambulance because they're going to come from 29 minutes away or 31 minutes away. Chief Crowley is now bragging about 29-minute response times. I want that time back. You're voting today to end the mandate. Please remember back pay. Please remember an easy reinstatement and reapplication process, not may be eligible. Make it an easy reinstatement and include back pay.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
Next speaker, please.
We're not talking about November of 2019. We're talking 2024, June of 2024, and they're still mandating firefighters and policemen to get that shot. And if they don't get the shot, they get fired and they have to take their clothes off, apparently.
Items you'd like to speak to?
I believe every bit of that.
Yes, it's Jennifer Kennedy,
just
and
said.
I'm speaking on general public comment
Disgusting.
and agenda item 23.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1
Get
minute
your
for
poison
general public
shot.
comment. Please begin
or
with
you
the item.
can't fucking. You don't
Good
bend
morning,
the knee
Council.
for us.
My name is Jennifer
Get
Kennedy.
out.
I'm a freedom lawyer, and I represent hundreds of men and women injured by your Ordinance 187134, including Michael McMahon, co-founder of the anti-mandate group Roll Call for Freedom. And as an attorney, I assert their rights today to address this public body, and I speak on their behalf. My comments are their comments. First, it's about time that you ended the stupid and cruel mandate. It's been 2 years, 9 months, and 22 days since this city intentionally and willfully devastated the lives of its dedicated employees. You stripped careers and commands from your LAPD officers and your LAFD firefighters. You took veteran law enforcement and first responders off the line, and you endangered the city of Los Angeles in the name of safety. You stole the livelihoods of these dedicated public servants, and you put your citizens in danger. And you did this after the CDC had already globally admitted that these shots didn't prevent infection or transmission.
General public comment?
Today I ask you, was it worth it? Was it worth it to you all to have your names forever linked with the tyrants who have committed genocide and Holocaust against their own people? Was it worth it? The men on the council, was it worth it that you took the jobs of other men? You took away their ability to provide for their families. For the women on the council, was it worth it? Was it worth taking mothers away from their children, putting single mothers on the streets because they wouldn't submit to your demand? I will tell you, for my clients who said yes to your demand, who accepted the investigational EUA product, serving this city, keeping their job was not worth the damage to their bodies that the spike protein factories did. And to the people who said no, was it worth it to say no to your heresy inquisitions and your medical experiment? Was it worth it for the liberty violations to lose their jobs to stand on principle and faith? And the answer was yes. Not a one of us regrets not taking the shot. It's time to end the mandate, and that day is today.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Fucking love her. Fucking love her. Love her. Don't like her. Love her. Love her. I got love. Love. Shout out to her. And shout out to Chief Crowley. Of course, they hired you because you're gay, not because you were the best for the job. I get it. The knee bended, just like the rest of this knee bending.
There will be no interference with the work of this council.
We get it, Crowley. You weren't the best for the job.
You'll be out.
You were just the first lesbian.
Good morning.
So that's why they had to put you there. Spindler just walked in.
Nastasha Durandi, and this is public comment, general comment, and agenda 23.
Okay. So
Ladies and gentlemen, each and every one of you, in regard to the unlawful and immoral dictates concerning an alleged pandemic, scandemic.
Look at-
There is no isolate, which even the mayor's office confirmed not having proof of. And even if there were a real pandemic, each and every single one of you and your predecessors, including Barbara Ferreira, social welfare queen of Los Angeles, Mayor Garcetti, and Mayor Bass, since March 2020, have violated the oath of office if taken. If not taken or taken and recorded improperly, each seat is null and void. In addition, among the many laws that each of you and your predecessors have violated concerning your dictates on an alleged pandemic since March 2020, one is overstepping your authority, color of law, which is a federal offense. Two, you may very well be guilty of participating in conspiracy, i.e. conspiracy law, and RICO. Suggested charges have been and are being filed with many state attorney general's offices for each state respectively. You have committed crimes against humanity, harming your fellow citizenry, your neighbors. That includes me and the City of Los Angeles staff. You do not stand above federal or state constitutions, your job description, nor state or federal law, nor the Nuremberg Code. Do you hold some special privileges above those found guilty in the Nuremberg trial? Do your job as elected public servants and stop acting like brown shirts, placing your boot on the neck of people of Los Angeles, your neighbors. I, for one, did not, nor will I ever consent or comply to your tyrannical, unlawful dictates, even as it meant unlawfully losing my employment, getting kicked off of Metro and Dash as my only means of transportation, and being refused entry into City Hall and into Public City Library, and being assaulted by one of your
Thank you very much. Your time has expired. Next speaker, please.
Hi.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Jane Taguchi, public comment, and item 23.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Okay. During World War II, my family members and many others were put in concentration camps with no due process by the U.S. government, all because of mass hysteria following the attack on Pearl Harbor. Years later, in 1988, they were awarded reparations and an apology. Why do I mention this? Because this ordinance today, which is about to be rescinded, is also illegal and unconstitutional. There was no due process, and it was against our liberty and constitutional guarantees. However, I ask you to be kind and apologize to all the employees who were either forced to take a so-called vaccine or who lost their jobs because they refused. Look, the pandemic is over. I'm asking, I wanted to tell about my husband. He works for LA Airport. He was coerced to take the vax to keep his job despite his medical health risks.
I don't know how it muted
He is
itself.
doing okay now, thank God.
General public comment.
He is a frontline employee at LAX.
You hear me now?
He could not telecommute like many people could. He was considered a hero until during the days of the pandemic, until he was told his religious exemption was suddenly denied. I am asking, I want to try to ask you to be empathetic, okay? I know there's a lot of contention, but what I want to say is put yourself in their shoes. Try to forget the damage that you've caused and just imagine losing your job when you did absolutely nothing wrong.
Thank you.
Right?
Next speaker,
Imagine
please.
losing your job just because of somebody else's bullshit.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm saying these people should literally be hung from a light pole.
23 and public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Thank you. Ordinance 187134. What a freaking nightmare. Don't worry, you guys. We forgive you, even if you don't forgive us for having our religious beliefs trampled on. Ending the mandate was long overdue. Adding section 4.706 is an insult. The following folks should automatically get their job back. Please take consideration that every single person I'm going to name
every dollar they've
had
lost.
held a public safety job. Public safety. Jason Garcia, Martin Ayala, Michelle Montoya, Daniela Goga, Michael McMahon, Adrian Pertilla, Janine Bedard, Sarah Nagel, Veronica Salcedo, Natalie Stringer,
Damon
Bobby
Howard.
Riggs, Mike Parks, Ted Williams, John
Ted
Knox,
Williams, Teddy
Matt
Baldwin.
Mamone, RJ Kilpatrick, Nate Helton, Chris Curtin, Adrian Waldrop, Ed Brockschmidt, Timmy Maurer, Dana Mosick.
General public comment.
Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed,
Especially 4
for I
years
am your
later,
God.
Terry.
I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Like I said, we forgive you. It's time you forgive
them are
us
trolls, Tons.
for our religious beliefs.
All right, thank you. Before our next speaker comes up, I'm going to call a few more names. Nuri Soto Martinez,
Nuri. So, wait,
Andrew Graebner.
That's not her. She was the one that got kicked off the city council, so obviously somebody signed up as her.
Herman.
Herman's coming up. Viewer discretion is advised. Doesn't want to say it.
Ivana Komb. Mr. Herman, be quiet. You won't disrupt this meeting. I don't want to hear your voice unless you're at that podium speaking into the mic. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Yes, Janine Bedard, item 23, and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Okay, good morning. It's been an exciting morning so far. Emmy-winning actresses and actors, and we have these amazing children. You all look great, and your staff members look great too. Sometimes I wonder, though, what are we all here for? So my name is Janine Bedard, former sergeant with LAPD for 24 years. After working through the pandemic for approximately 20 months, my commander presented me a notice and stated I had to pay for testing, as well as test on my own time. I'm gonna speed read, so if I decided not to get vaccinated. I did not agree with the provisions in the notice, at which time Chief Moore assigned me home pending abortive rights in November of 2021. I was summarily terminated without due process July 13th, 2022. I know I'm not as exciting as the actress, but if we can pay attention, that would be great. I would like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for being here today. I was advised a new condition of employment was that I needed to be vaccinated. If I was not, I could possibly suffer severe injury or even death.
General public
As a
comment.
result, and a reminder, 20 months after I worked through the pandemic, I was shamed and told I was a public health risk and I could not complete my duties as a sergeant if I was not vaccinated. Thanks to God, here I am, 3 years later, still unvaccinated and not suffering from any severe health issues. Thank you, Jesus. Sadly, I'm still fighting to get my job back and waiting to have my case heard in the appellate court. I am here today to request that you finally rescind the vaccine mandate. I am not here to blame you for the chaos employees have endured over the last 3 years, but I am here to ask that you use your authority to end this ridiculous mandate. I also ask that the next time something like this is presented to you, you use your voice and do not allow fear, power, or greed to guide you when making these decisions. I will not threaten, coerce, or shame you like I was. I will continue to pray for you. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. And as our next speaker is coming up, Mr. Jameson, I did call your name, but go ahead and come on up in case I didn't.
Good morning, Mr. City Attorney. How are you?
Good morning.
And then
So which
can I
items?
speak on all agendas, please? I have 3 minutes for agenda item. I have 1 minute for general comment. Thank
Correct.
you. I
So
hear
please
you. I
begin
hear
with
you
the
loud and
items.
clear. Can I speak on start with number 19? Number 19, this is nothing new to me because I don't know. This is the 5th time, 6th time I speak on similar agenda. When you have 1,500 officers less on the street, I told you thousands of times, what are you gonna get? More criminal, more murder, more rapist, more looting. And then so right now, when you have 200 less detectives to solve the crime, right now you cannot solve this crime, you cannot catch the murder, you cannot catch the criminal, so you have to offer the reward. Mr. City Attorney, I know you don't like me, I know you hate me, but we see this same agenda every month. multiple times a month because we do not have enough personnel in LAPD to solve this crime. So I know I will come back to this similar agenda next month, next week, next year. I know it's regular every month. Mr. City Attorney, can I switch to number 23? Thank you very much, Mr. City Attorney. I love you so much. It's about the COVID vaccine. Not only we already lost 1,500 officers due to retirement, attrition, or whatever, and we are losing officers because of this illegal, unlawful vaccine mandate. So right now, seems like you guys are trying to change or having this mandate expired or whatever, making some change of this vaccine mandate. I really wish all of the LA firefighter, all of the LAPD officer, or whatever city employee that was fired because of this, they can get back their job with their back pay, back benefit, because it doesn't make any sense. This year you start a mandate, next year you get rid of mandate, and you start mandate again, you get rid of the mandate again. Makes no sense, Mr. City Attorney. And then can we go to item number 30? Item number 30, I'm sorry, where is 30? 30 is what? Item number 30 is about LAPD addressing the illegal firework, the sales and the use in City District 2. I support this motion, but my concern is if you already do not have enough LAPD to dealing with crimes, so right now you're gonna have even less LAPD because you're gonna use the LAPD personnel to dealing with this illegal or firework sales. So we're gonna see even more crime because you are putting even more LAPD out of the street to dealing with this. So whatever agenda about LAPD, the number one solution is more LAPD officers. For my general agenda, Mr. City Attorney, I disagree with you last week because I want to talk about the general public comment about the LAPD officer, but you say that's not under the jurisdiction. But LAPD, it is under the jurisdiction of the City Council. I want to send my personal gratitude for our officer Sabra right there. He may doesn't know me, you may doesn't know me. The reason why I'm here every week is because this is the only place I feel safe. Because I know if I'm sitting on the bench in the park, on the bus, I know there's a chance I'm gonna raped, I'm gonna attack, I'm gonna getting assaulted on a regular basis. But I know with Officer Sabra, with all the officers sitting right here, the safety is guaranteed. That's the reason why when I'm in the City Council, nobody ever attacked me. This is the safest place, not because of you, but it's because of Officer Sabra. Whenever I need an emotional support, Officer Sabra is always there to make sure I am safe. Thank you, Officer Sabra, for your protection, and I thank all the LAPD officers to protect everybody safe in the City Council.
Your time has expired.
I'm top player hater from Korea. You bitches better recognize.
Viewer discretion is advised, guys. Viewer discretion. And guys, over 22. 22 is the number today. Under over 22.
Items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
I'd like to submit these forms in for the record. This is regarding that is why God gave them up to disgraceful sexual appetites.
And which items would you?
Oh, yeah. I want to speak on all motherfucking items and that one non-agenda fucking public comment before the Sambo is up there. So let me go into item 23 first of all, because Matt was very upset when you fired him after he did not want to get vaccinated. Well, I don't want to get vaccinated. I don't want a fucking crisis on fake news on COVID and bullshit emergencies. There's no emergency. Look, I'm not wearing a mask like Lee over there. Do I look that fucking stupid? Do I look that fucking stupid, Mr. Attorney? Because if I wore a fucking mask, I would be disgracefully putting myself in the harms of some chemical virus that your fucking country sent to my country to destroy America. And this is about freedom. The freedom for American firefighters and the freedom for fucking LAPD, who you scumbags forced to take a shot in their arm because of this COVID shit. fuck COVID, and fuck China, for the record. God bless Donald Trump. And then, asshole, I'm going to go into item number 15. Because on item 15, the Uncle Tom there wants me to stay on topic. Where's fucking 15 at? There's some. Oh. Oh. The city attorney, no offense, Circle K and South Park. I'm sorry that you look like him, but really, this has to do with the location stated on the appeals attached to council file.
Hi, Allie. Good
which
morning.
happened the establishing on July 30th, 2024. Fucking rubbish. Aren't we all tired of the crisis on homeless rubbish and the chinchero shit of RVs on our streets, at our schools, and our fucking Hollywood Boulevard of shame? And you want to remove one fucking star with the name Trump? Then you might as well remove every fucking name with Jose Huizar on it, because that's offensive. The order of abatement is said it's a nuisance. And that nuisance is...
Speaker, you've exhausted your time on item 15.
I'm on my 1 minute of non-agenda public comment.
So you can go
fat
to general
ass.
public comment. You have 1 minute.
Yeah, send the fucking Jews back to Israel. Send them back to the dark garden.
This is not in the jurisdiction
Snyder
of Los Angeles
versus
City
Phelps,
Council.
562-443, 2011. I'm very religious, and I'm offended how you represent that fucking faggot flag in my public areas. Those are my public areas. It's my belief. God hates you. You're going to hell because you goddamn know well priests rape boys, nigga.
What?
And this nigga ain't playing around when I talk about faggots, simplify faggots, and God hates you. If I was wrong, I want everyone to look it up. Snyder versus Phelps. It's the goddamn truth. 562-443, 2011. And you, Mr. Attorney, shut the fuck up, for the record. You goddamn nuisance.
Look at Spindler back there. So remember, under over 22, he'll be third.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Agenda item 23 in general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment.
Got it. I would just like the residents of CD12 to note you're not perhaps able to see this. John Lee has, for some reason, become the only council member at this meeting to wear a blue surgical mask. Over a year after both the federal public health emergency and the federal state of emergency over COVID ended. No idea why he's doing that. I'd also like to ask why, after a terminated LAPD officer got up here a few minutes ago to talk to how her life was overturned by you people enforcing an illegal mandate, none of you looked at her. None of you looked at her.
Thank you, Tim.
So please spare us these self-congratulatory photo ops with the new guy, the guy who replaced Michael Moore as LAPD chief, and all of these other just utterly disingenuous claims you support law enforcement.
Fireman
the ordinance as currently written is basically says, if you want to reapply, you're welcome to, but we give you no guarantees. The ordinance needs to state that it is the policy of this city, following a satisfactory background check, to rehire all those employees who are illegally terminated or resigned pursuant to the ordinance. It also needs to be legislated that back pay will be given to all rehires. I really hope all of you rot in hell for what you have done, not only to the people who work for this city, but to our country and the world. We know that the end game here is, it still is, the enactment of a permanent pharma-fascist biosurveillance police state, and we're not having it. You all can go fuck yourselves. Thank you very much.
I love it. Here we go, under over 22 as it begins.
All items and general
Look
comment.
at his hair today. It looks
Okay,
great.
so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
Phone's
All
like
right,
inside
so let's
his
start
eye.
with item 16. Item 16 is additional funding for the Dia de los Muertos celebration last November. You're funding that now. It's been several months. So it's
That's
been like 6 months. So why are you paying for it now? I mean, the normal people don't get to pay for stuff 6 months later. So why is this being paid for now? Like that's like the city. If you paid something, you would get a late fee if you paid for a city service late. But the city can just pay for this 6 months late, and nothing happens. Apparently, there's no penalty, no anything. City can just do whatever they want. Let's see. Let's go to item 19. Item 19 is reward money from snitches from the known racist Kevin De Leon and his proxy Monica Rodriguez for reward money for snitches. I'm not sure why that's so funny, Ulysses. Because although it is funny that you give so much money, people, if they have information on when some civilian shoots someone or something, but if the cop shoots a member of the public, then a member of the and we have any information on that, we don't get any money. So if I have why can't I get any information, any money, some massive rewards, if I have any information on like when the cops killed like Keenan Anderson or Takar Smith or Valentino Peralta? Why can't I get any money if I have any information on that? Because I could probably find some information on that, and I'd like to get rich on some money, some reward money for that. So why can't I get that reward money?
Well,
Let's move on to
by yourself.
Item. Let's see. There's something related to fireworks on the agenda, I think. That's at the end of the agenda, but it's from Krikorian, the lame duck council president that just took over the meeting. So that Krikorian and city staffer B for funding for the LAPD to go blow up a neighborhood in CD2 with fireworks, because that's probably what's going to happen. So that's what the LAPD does when they get fireworks. They blow up a neighborhood. And people are still displaced over that, I think, from the one from a couple years ago. But Krikorian wants to do it again in his own district. Wants to have the LAPD come and take some fireworks and then blow up a neighborhood in front of the press. That's what seems to be what the LAPD does. I assume history is going to repeat itself. So for general comments, so I wonder if that ceasefire resolution is going to be scheduled in the Rules Committee, Paul. Are you going to schedule it in the Rules Committee? Because it's really overdue for you to pass a ceasefire resolution. So I don't even know why this needs to go before a committee anyway. What needs to be discussed at this point? Either you support a ceasefire or you don't. There's no there's.
They clearly don't.
At this point, everyone should have a position on that. So let's put it for a full vote before the full council, and let's see where every council member stands on a ceasefire. And Ulysses, if Paul refuses to put it up in the committee, you should do a motion to withdraw it from the committee so that we can get every council member on the record on this.
Thank you very much.
I got to tell you did about 6 uhs, not ums. So I don't count the uhs, only the ums.
Ogilvy,
He only had 11, so the under wins.
Itzel Campos, Sofia Mendoza.
Do you guys think that
Anna
he's watched the show to where he knows now that we're counting the ums, so he's now changing the ums to
Florentino, Georgina, and
maybe I just
Jay
bump it
Richardson,
higher,
please.
the line, and we'll do uhs and ums. That way I don't have to decipher, was that an or an Think so? Probably. Maybe, yes. We still have Mr. Spindler. We still have my girlfriend.
The name you signed up under and the items you'd like to
Is
speak
that
to?
Dr. Critical
My
Juice
name
Bay
is
that just walked
Itzel
in?
Campos, and I'm making a general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
My name is Itzel Campos. I'm a member of the organization ASE, and I am with the coalition
No,
Keep
liberals do.
Los Angeles House.
Mad trees.
I live in
Liberals.
District 9, and I'm asking you to please introduce the TAHO, or Tenant Anti-Harassment Ordinance, today, as we cannot wait any longer. We are constantly receiving eviction notices without fundamental reason
You have
and receiving
ones?
multiple notices using the same reason. This constant harassment has caused my family a lot of stress and health issues.
That way there's no
I'm
push
here representing my
anymore?
family, and I believe this treatment we were receiving is unjust. We have resided in our home for 20 plus years, for as long as I've been alive, and we've never stopped paying our rent or caused any disturbances, yet we are constantly being harassed. We are asking all the councilors to approve and support this ordinance. Thank you.
What's up, Gerard?
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
So if we did the half points, there would be no more pushes. That's for
Good
sure.
morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under
And just
and the
do,
items you'd like
and
to speak
our,
to.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Sofía Mendoza y soy miembro de ASE.
Good morning, my name is Sofia Mendoza and I'm a member of ASE.
Vivo en el Distrito 9
I live in District 9
y estoy con la coalición Keep LA House.
and I'm with Coalition Keep LA House.
Les pido por favor que introduzcan ya la ordenanza Tajo.
I'm asking you please to introduce the ordinance Tajo.
Ya no podemos esperar más.
We can't keep waiting anymore.
Por favor, quiero que la introduzcan ahora.
Please introduce it now.
Porque yo soy una inquilina que estoy siendo fuerte acosada por el dueño.
Because I'm a renter who is being harassed by the owner.
¿De qué manera? La vez pasada que vine les dije que no tenía agua caliente. Ahora me está quitando el agua y la pone. O sea, ustedes tomen conciencia de esto, que es acoso. Por favor, les pido que ya trabajen en esto.
Last time that I was here, I came to tell you that I didn't have any hot water, but now he is putting it on and off. So this is harassment. Please do something, help me.
Todos estamos sufriendo, ¿sí? Ustedes tomen conciencia, todos. Los concejales, por favor. Gracias.
We are all suffering. Please, all of you, all the council members, all of you, please help us. Do something about this. Thank you.
So you must be turning the pilot off on the hot water heater, because I don't know how else
Good morning.
be able to manipulate
Good
that.
morning.
And if it's in your
Buenos
unit,
días.
then how does he do it?
Mi nombre es Ana Chan y soy miembro de ASE y estoy con la coalición Key LA.
Hello,
H.
good morning. My name is Anna Chan. I am a member of ASE and I'm part of the coalition Keep Los Angeles.
Vivo en el Distrito 8
Fucking
y
big
pido
boss.
que sea introducida la ordenanza Tajo hoy mismo.
I live in District 8 and I am asking you to please introduce the ordinance Tajo today.
Yo como inquilina y muchos de compañeros o otros inquilinos creo que no podemos
leg at a
esperar
time.
más
North.
que esta ordenanza se quede parada.
Make sure my balls
Queremos
don't get
que hoy
caught in the
mismo
zipper.
se introduzca, que sea firmada.
Me as a renter and many other of my friends that are renters, we are asking you here to please introduce it today. We cannot wait any longer. It has to be signed today.
Porque yo como inquilina estoy pasando el
We did
acoso emocional también con el dueño de la casa que me renta.
Because as a renter, I'm also going through emotional harassment with the owner who rents the place where I live.
Lo cual él ha cerrado en varias ocasiones la cerca, el gate para yo entrar al lugar donde yo vivo.
Many times he has closed the gate so I can get where I live.
Cuando yo regreso de mi trabajo a medianoche me encuentro con que la cerca está cerrada y no puedo introducir al lugar donde yo vivo.
When I come back from work at midnight, I see that the gate is closed and I cannot go in the place where I live.
Me ha cerrado también el gas para yo no poder
Another
cocinar.
hour, Jimmy.
And also he has shut off the gas, so I'm not able to cook.
ha fumigado el lugar donde yo vivo sin también darme un aviso.
He's doing pesticides in the place where I live without even giving me a notice.
También ha estado ahí mi animalito, que es mi compañera.
Speaker, your time has expired.
Señora, se le
Mr.
acabó su
Pibb,
tiempo.
get some mace, get a restraining
Next
order
speaker,
or
please.
a trespass order.
La siguiente, por favor.
Not that they really care. UCLA's going off again. Let me go see. Have the
Buenos días.
bar up. It's
Good
a
morning.
straight dick factory
Buenos
in the
días.
bar. It's gross.
Mi nombre es Carlos Florentino.
My name is Carlos
was decent
Florentino.
earlier.
Soy
I don't know
miembro
what
de
happened.
ACE, de la coalición Keep LA Housed.
I am a member of ACE or ACE, and I also part of the coalition
don't see
Keep Los
anybody
Angeles
there.
House.
En la ciudad de Los Ángeles, en el distrito 10.
I'm in Los Angeles, District 10.
Yeah, nobody's there.
Yo apoyo
Sure you're
todas
not
las
watching a replay
7
from
enmiendas
yesterday?
propuestas para mejorar la
You probably
ordenanza
are.
contra el
You're
acoso
watching
de
a loop.
inquilino.
I support the 7 amendments for the notice to do the ordinance
Taiji, how are you,
to
bud?
prevent
Hope you're all
harassment to the renters.
Queridos concejales,
Dear council members,
pido que ningún inquilino, nadie debería sufrir estos tipos de acosos.
Where are you watching
I'm
it, Dave?
asking that none of the renters
I
should
don't
be
see
going
anything on
through this
YouTube.
kind of
I'm
harassment.
looking on the other screen.
Es por eso que necesitamos del Comité de
Let me see,
Vivienda
the news.
de este concilio
That is the reason why we need the housing commitment from this council,
y que todos apoyen las enmiendas propuestas
and that all of you support the amendments that have been introduced
por KLAH para los inquilinos,
by KLAH for the renters,
que puedan permanecer en paz en sus viviendas,
Smoke and Scan
so they can
Barbecue
stay
at,
in their
UCLA.
houses in
Gonna roll
peace.
up with our Webbers.
porque los dueños
Start cooking
hacen
some
cambios en contratos de arrendamiento sin consentimiento.
Because the owners change the contracts without any consent,
Y eso es acoso.
and that's harassment.
Entonces
Yeah,
queremos
I'm
que
not
nos
seeing
atienda,
anything.
queridos concejales.
Sure
Por
you guys
favor,
aren't watching
So-
old
más
video
pronto
from
posible.
yesterday
So please, dear council members, do something
on
about
one of
this
those
as soon
channels
as
that claim that
possible,
it's live.
please.
Gracias y buen día.
Thank you, and have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank
Next
you.
speaker, please.
Good morning.
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Ogilvie Toscano.
Hi, how are you? Good morning. My name is Okibel Orquestano.
Soy miembro de SAGE y vivo en la ciudad de Los Ángeles, en el Distrito 10.
I am a member of SAGE and I live in Los Angeles in District 9.
Y estoy aquí para pedirles a todos los concejales que por favor ya introduzcan las 7 enmiendas de Tajo.
And I'm here to ask you all council members to please introduce the 7 amendments for Tahoe.
Esto es muy importante y es muy urgente, ya que actualmente estamos sufriendo mucho acoso, todos los inquilinos.
This is very important and this is very urgent because all the renters are going through a lot of harassment.
Yo personalmente he recibido un aumento ilegal en el mes de febrero.
I personally have had an illegal increase on the
It's a
month
replay,
of
that's what I thought,
February.
Archivé una queja en el Departamento de
I mean,
Vivienda.
don't get me wrong, they're purposely
I,
getting people. It
filed
says
a
live.
complaint at the
You
housing
see it's
department.
daytime. It's a
Y
daytime
ellos
shot,
decidieron
so
a
who
mi
would
favor,
know?
pero el dueño no está
Makes sense.
respetando.
They clickbait
And
a whole
they
lot of people that way.
said that
It's kind of like the
it
people
was
that
on my
do
favor,
streams
but
and put
the
up a
owner
picture
is
of
not
something really
respecting
crazy
it.
happening, and you
Y
go
no
in
solo
and it's
eso,
just them
también me
staring
está
at you.
cobrando otros cargos
They're just
a
talking
los
to the
cuales yo
camera.
ya he pagado anteriormente.
And not only that, but he's also charging me
Kinda like
other
that.
things that I had already paid previously,
Y está actuando de una forma muy abusiva.
and he is behaving in a very abusive way.
Por eso les quiero pedir el día de hoy que se introduzca lo más pronto posible estas 7 enmiendas
That is the reason why I'm here before you to ask you that to please introduce these 7 amendments
para que podamos vivir tranquilos en esta ciudad.
so we can live in peace here in the city.
Por favor, introduzcan estas 7 enmiendas lo más pronto posible. Si es posible hoy.
Please introduce these
Lose some
7
quarters on
amendments today if possible.
Gracias.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Smoke. Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. My girlfriend's coming up after this chick.
Hello, my name is Kaspers Greenbergs, and I'm a member of ACE. I live in Los Angeles in District 5. and I strongly support
You think The Purge is just a documentary? Shit, yeah.
in the tenant anti-harassment ordinance, and we are here to put that in your agenda right now. I have personally also been a victim of harassment by my landlord. He recently pretty much just tore up our building where we were living, and masking as repairs. He tries to push everybody out. We received a 60 days notice on our door at midnight when I came home, and it hasn't been approved by LHD or no one, but it's a one-sided, and we're getting threatening messages. So please, this is a big harassment, and I have a 7-year-old son, and it affects him too. So Katie, if you could talk to us at ACE after the meeting.
Thank you.
Katie doesn't
Next speaker, please.
Katie got your your vote.
Good morning.
Katie doesn't care.
Hello, good morning. An honor and a pleasure being in front of all of you. My name is Georgina Serrano, community organizer with Inquilinos Unidos and para Keep LA House. For all of us, when we finish our work every day, we able to go home and rest, to refresh, and find a peace to continue the life. It's not the case for hundreds of people. As you heard the testimonials, it's very important. Don't have harassment for the managers or landlords. Some cases are terrible, and we invited you, encourage you to use your power to help the community introduce Tahoe. Please don't wait more. We need your help, we need your support, and please use your power to protect our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Oh, my girlfriend. Let's go. Let's get it. Hopefully it's something really interesting. I love her.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
This is in regard to the prevention of having this city flooded with water in case of emergency. The prevention is very important because if the flood of water comes in, these glass buildings can fall on their faces. Right now on 7th Street, between Broadway and Hill Street, they're excavating, and the excavation goes at least 1 story down. I hope you'll be able to see that and get some ideas of how to prevent the city from being flooded with water. If the water comes, it'll come very quickly through big pipes. And I hope you all will be able to see that. The display might not be there tomorrow. It was there a couple of days ago. And it's extremely important that you have some idea that this is possible. And the prevention of it is also possible.
We're going to flood, ladies and
Next
gentlemen.
speaker, please.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Yes, it's going to be general comment. Michelle Hope Walker.
So you have 1 minute. Please begin.
Okay, thank you,
says,
sir.
who ate all the
I was
pussy?
just appalled when I heard in the media about Juneteenth being canceled at our historical Leimert Park, and I was just like, all this money that LA has and the city of LA has and donors, I couldn't understand why that event would be canceled because of safety or fencing when there's a lot of money that the city of LA, the government part, and our donors could help to have that Juneteenth celebrating Black freedom event. But again, as we know, you cannot cancel Black people. We continue to rise, as Maya Angelou says. And so we are still having the Juneteenth event. And I have a flyer that you can submit to the record at the Juneteenth Park. They're still having an event this Sunday, the 16th, and on June 19th. And I'm just hoping that again, that they can help those people that are trying to have the bigger event that we had, because that felt so good being there with thousands and thousands of people celebrating Black freedom. So again, whatever you can do to help. But Juneteenth is still on. It's not canceled.
Thank you very much.
Maybe they should
we'll
just
go
make Black
next to
History
our
Month
callers
on
on
June.
the phone. So let's take our first
Trans
caller, please.
Month on whatever.
First caller, which items would you like to speak to?
Brock Landers, Los Angeles private investigator.
Good morning.
15 through 30.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items
Comment.
and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
All right, thank you. 1, LA for Kids Steering Committee. And you're making this exempt from CEQA. I thought you guys were all about, correcting global warming for the kids. If you keep exempting stuff from CEQA, aren't you making it worse for the kids? 15, July 30th for weed abatement hearing. I hope that you're inviting Damon and the Smoke and Scan crew. We can abate more weed than anybody. I'm also pretty good at bush trimming. Just ask Kiki Girl. 16, $35,000 for cultural affairs. Are you guys trying to buy one of those Hunter Biden crack paintings? Why don't we use that money to buy more whistles for the crossing guards and let the kids decorate them? I think the kids would get a kick out of being able to decorate something and giving to crossing guards. Props to Mr. Candido for buying those whistles for the crossing guards when other people won it. I tried following his lead. I was surprised how successful I was when I approached crossing guards asking them if they needed something to blow. 18, all for the tree trimming, unless you're using it like the city of Dalton to launder money. 10, the trees get in the way of the chases, so we're always happy to see them go. 21, use of stabilization beds. Bob, I think you brought up a good point about the dog last week. Robert Byrd, a Democrat senator from West Virginia, created a new chapter of the KKK. Robert E. Lee, general that led the South in the Civil War, in recent years, statues of him have been removed, yet you still proudly share his name. As you taught us last week, even if you don't choose your name or you share your name with something evil, you shouldn't be allowed to represent
Speaker,
the
I
city.
can't tell which item you're speaking to. You said item 21, but that's not related to item 21.
Bob's name was on 21, wasn't it?
So you got the cleavage.
I was just saying how if someone's going to share a name with an evil slave owner, I don't think
So
they
again,
should
this is
represent
not
the
on
city.
topic, so this is your only warning. Please speak to the agenda items, or I'm going to move you to general public comment.
Okay. Thanks, E. Honda. 28, REAP. I know that Daniel Gust at danielgust.substacks.com has strong feelings about REAP. I stand with Daniel Gust at danielgust.substack.com. 23. For a time, I considered renaming the member to VAX, so I could tell the ladies it's mandated. General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Please begin.
With the anniversary of D-Day last week, thank you to
Hold
all
on,
the
can you
veterans.
pause this
which
time?
I
Caller,
forgot.
your time is paused. Mr. Spindler, you know this is coming because I can hear you yelling out. So, this is your first and only warning. Please do not disrupt this meeting or the public comment. So, again, if you need to talk to the sergeants, please take it outside or in the back of the council chambers, but keep your voice down. Sorry, caller. Go ahead. You still have 55 seconds. Your time was paused.
Thank you. So thank you to the veterans. To those whore wipes that keep talking about how more Palestinians have died since Hamas attacked Israel, between 6 and 9 million Germans died in World War II, combined 1 million between the U.S. and the U.K. Does that mean that America and the U.K. were the bad guys in World War II? After all the jobs lost with the $20 minimum wage, when you can't afford your house or McDonald's, watch Calamity Girl on YouTube and learn to cook. She does the best job of keeping my spirits up with my pants on. Happy early birthday, Randy with an I. I appreciate your experience. Youth can be energetic, but with your experience, you appreciate the long game. And everyone knows Brock Landers has one of the longest games around.
A law
Next
enforcement
speaker,
type
please.
guy who is hired
Caller,
by
which
people
items would you like to speak
stop these bad individuals.
Geeky Girl, Calamity Girl, and what's her name? Got a
Go ahead,
shout-out.
caller.
Private caller, please press star
Randy.
6 to unmute.
I love it. Triple shout out from the ladies.
Next caller.
Caller, which items would you like to speak to?
Yes, my name is Jason. I'm a Smoker Scan viewer.
Next caller, please.
Here it comes.
Caller, which items would you like to speak to?
Go ahead,
Yeah,
caller.
it's Eric Previn. I'd like to speak on the available items as well as the general public comment.
attorney,
First time I've been called in
Okay,
5 days.
so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for
First day
general
in
public
5
comment. Those
days.
items are items number 1 and items 15 through 30. So please begin with the items. Thank you.
Okay, and please, in advance, no interrupting at all, group. Even if you disagree or don't understand what I'm talking about.
Speak to the agenda items, please, Mr. Previn. Speak to the agenda items.
23,
Talking with the
thank you.
city attorney is
Thank you,
not on the
Council
agenda.
Thank you, Council President Krikourian. Item 23 is the one where that fire chief came up and gave one of the great public comments of the decade, where he laid out plain that a guy who was on the FEMA Task Force 1, and Blumenfield just got an erection talking about FEMA, but this is a very important elite group, was fired because of the embarrassing policies by your council that were just appalling, right on down to fire, by letting out all sorts of city employees with a benefit package that ruined the city, which we'll now be facing. And the solution to ruining the city is let's cut back on the public comment. Katie Yaroslavsky, Lindsay Horvath, and a consortium of people who I liked and voted for, but have pulled up the ladders. No more public comment. Nope, let's go to
That's
one day.
not on our
You,
agenda.
sir.
Speak to the agenda.
No, I'm talking about 23. Wait a minute. Okay, you're in big trouble. Item 23 is about the FEMA public comment that was very powerful and moving. Hey, you guys, you broke the law in a horrible way.
Okay,
now, I
so
don't want big
regardless,
lawsuits and more
you
dumb
have exhausted your time on item
30.
23. Please move on to another item.
Sure. Fine. I'm happy to talk about some REAP items while I refresh my memory. Okay? The REAP items are outrageous, and to put them on the agenda. Okay, I'll talk about the funding for CD2, police fireworks, and John Lee. This is an absolute, and it's a companion piece to the $350,000.
Sorry, Mr. Previn, I'm going to pause your time for just a
attaboy.
second. Mr. Previn, your time is
No, you don't
paused.
pause.
Hold on, your time is paused. Mr. Herman,
Right, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble. Very, very big trouble.
I keep hearing you interrupt Mr. Previn's public comment. This is your first and only warning. Do not
you have
disrupt
interrupted
this
my
meeting.
public comment.
Do not disrupt public comment. Sorry, Mr. Previn, your time is paused the entire time. Don't worry. You still have 1 minute and 19 seconds on the items. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very worried. I'm very worried about your protocols at City Hall. And I don't like when those people scream, but I think your protocols are in violation of my rights routinely. Let me get back to the items. Thank you. When I see an item about cultural affairs, I'm immediately reminded of Mitchell O'Farrell, because cultural affairs is CD13 in a lot of ways. I know that this one says CD1, CD8, but let's be clear. Wait, this isn't a retroactive payment. Wait, is this a retroactive payment of $35,000? It doesn't say retro funding. Yeah. Anyway, cultural affairs is Hugo Soto Martinez is supposed to be taking over where Mitchell O'Farrell let us down so nicely. But I don't see any of that. I don't see anything, although he is pulling up the ladder on the Walk of Fame. He would like to not waste so much time doing that, which is a good instinct. And I really was nice to see Allie Mills in that. What a leader, and what a great show. And as you know, I'm in the daytime space. I've had a long career working there. I noticed that the city...
Okay, so I assume you're in general public comment now?
No, I'm on item 20. Item 20, which is Mr. Raman Yaroslavsky and Harris Dawson relative to inclusion regarding the reuse of vacant office buildings. That one. So don't interrupt. Again,
Okay.
this is the overwhelming...
You've exhausted your time on the
15
items. You have
interrupt-
1 minute for general public comment.
Okay, fine. It's a good lead. It's a good segue. Get it together. This is a council that has a lot of moving pieces. Put the ones that the people have points of view on and routinely understand, not just the ones that clog it up with the people who you know will routinely clog it up. Put the items on the agenda and cut back all these committee meetings. It's a dizzying array of committees. It should be 5 or 6 committees total, and there should be 5 people on each committee. The idea of 3 of you sitting in a room alone is almost as good as the claims board, which I'm asking Krikorian and your junta, have the people who work in the claims board provide names of the individuals who served on it in the last meeting, where there were 33 items pushed through before you leave the door. We want to know who was in the room. We want to know who made the decision. I think it was Fauble and Michelson and another crook, but I don't know. We would like to know by name. They may be great people who know what they're doing, or they could be whoever you said, because that's how it works. So with that, restore virtual comment to public committee meetings.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Next caller, please.
I love it, dude. He was angry.
Caller, which items would you like to
if
speak
anybody
to?
can file a lawsuit for no money, it's that dude. He's got time. Ain't gonna cost him a penny.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Sanchez, and I'm going to speak on item number 23.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for item 23. Please begin. Yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you. So I'm one of the 86 city employees that was terminated because I received the COVID jab. And let me tell you about what I was doing before I was terminated. I was an environmental compliance inspector doing homeless encampment cleanups in Skid Row. I was dealing with things that were a lot scarier and a lot more dangerous than than COVID. And for me to be let go just because I refused to take the vaccine, it's just, I can't even begin to say how much it impacted me in my life. That's why I'm getting so emotional talking about it. But expiring this ordinance is a step in the right direction, but we need more than that. We need to get our jobs back. We need to get back pay. And we need a big apology because it created a lot of damage in our lives. And I just really hope that you all take that into consideration today. Thank you.
Fucking sad deal. She got fired for nothing.
All right. Thank you. Next caller, please.
I'm glad she decided not to take the shot. Hopefully she can sue and get every dollar that she's owed.
Hi, good morning. My name is, I live in Council District 14.
Okay.
And I'm speaking on item number 23 and general public comment.
Okay, good morning. You have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin.
Thank you. I was just asking the whole city council members to do what is right. Reparations. A lot of Democrats are for reparations. So I'm asking for reparations to rehire, give back pay and benefits to those city employees that were terminated due to the unlawful COVID-19 mandate. Use our taxpayer money for once wisely and do what's right by giving them back their jobs, their benefits, and in the positions that they were in. An apology, of course, would be very much appreciated by, I think, as me personally, a City of LA resident. And now for a general public comments.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
I was hearing the tenants' anti-harassment amendments. I asked that if these amendments are going to be considered or whatever. I'll be honest, I haven't seen them, but I would ask that you take into consideration owners in the city, because I'm not an owner of a property, but my sister is, and she has issues with tenants. So I would ask that you be fair and consider also owners that have tenants that do not abide by their contracts. And then lastly, I would ask that since COVID, our public sweeping has gone from every other week or the second and fourth week, yet the signs on the streets haven't been changed or updated to the current way it's supposed to be, it's being run. I've called our council members at Leon's office to ask this, because a lot of people have issues with finding parking.
Thank you very much. Your time has expired. That will close public comment on all agenda items and general public comment.
Man, we ain't heard Jason in a minute.
Mr. Clerk, what is available now for us to vote on?
Dang.
Mr. President, the council may now vote on items 1,
Man, they only took
15
like 5
through
people.
19, and 21 through 29.
All right, members, those items are now before us.
Yeah, Brock,
I see no
Previn,
members wishing to be heard.
that lady.
So let's open the roll,
The lady before.
close the
I'm telling you, it was
roll,
like 5
and
people.
tabulate the votes.
That's all it was.
13 eyes.
Telling you.
Thank you. And there was a request to send items 1 and
course they hate the
15
public. They just
forthwith
want them
without
for their
objection.
vote.
That will be the order.
They get the vote and they don't give a fuck after that. I love how the lady was straight up, though.
And
Said,
I'd
"You
like to also
Democrats
request that we
love,
send item
reparations."
23 forthwith
Oh,
as well.
reparations.
And item 12.
And I believe
Councilmember
she should get it.
Bloomfield, request item
12.
Oh, we haven't gotten to that yet.
So it was a
We'll
push,
come back
nobody
to item
won,
12 in a
huh?
moment. So
And,
without objection, item 23 will be sent forthwith as well. That'll take us next to item number 30, which was called special by Councilmember
Yeah, they're trying to
Hernandez
get
for a
out of here
separate
quick.
vote.
What time is it?
I see
We're
no
not even
members
in
wishing
an
to be
hour
heard.
39 minutes.
So on item 30, let's open the roll,
They're trying to be in and out in 2 hours.
close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
Oh, we
11
got 2
ayes, 2
no's.
no's.
Uh-oh.
Thank you. That'll take us next to item number 12.
I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Which was amended by motions. Well, Councilmember Blumenfield, do you need to be heard on item 12? All right.
This is
So
LA
item
City Council
12 was amended by items 12A and 12B, which have been read and circulated. Without objection, we will take item 12 as amended by those two motions. I see no other members wishing to be heard, so let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
13 ayes.
Thank you. That will take us next to item number 20, which was amended by my motion. I see no members wishing to be heard, so let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
13 ayes.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, what's next before us?
Mr. President, the council has motions for posting and referral.
Without objection, posted and referred. Next.
The desk is clear, sir.
Very good. Members, are there any announcements? Any announcements, members? Councilmember Rodriguez.
Yes, thank you.
Of course,
Mr.
Monica
Krikorian.
had to say something.
Colleagues, tomorrow evening here in council chambers, we'll be hosting an event. I want to thank my staff for all the work to coordinate. We're going to be holding an event to celebrate women in the restaurant industry, but also engaging in a very important dialogue given what an important driver of our local economy restaurants are. And so would like to invite everybody to City Hall for that event tomorrow evening. It will be held here in council chambers. We have a remarkable group of really incredible, talented panelists, but also want to thank the city staff for being a part of this. This is an important industry, an important driver of employment in this city.
Notice how her
and
name
with all
and
of
all
the
that is
economic
first,
impacts post-COVID to
the
this
context of
industry, I thought
of
it was
the
important
post.
for us to convene this conversation so that we can
Thinking that
continue
your
to do
name
our
and all
best
that
work
bad
and making
should
sure
be
that we
little
don't
on the
create
bottom,
any more
while you made
punitive
everything else
environments
bigger.
for
What
the
do you guys
restaurant
think?
industry. So that is
'Cause
tomorrow
it's about the
evening
women in
from
restaurants,
5:30 to
not you,
7:30.
Monica.
Very good. Thank you very much. Any other
Hopefully
announcements?
you roll
members?
your R's all night long, because I haven't heard you roll your
other
R's in a while.
announcements. Are there motions for adjournment? All right. If we could all please rise for adjourning motions, I'd like to
Yeah, see, look at him,
recognize
he's flicking them
Councilmember
off.
Harris Dawson.
Thank you so much, Mr.
He's pissed 'cause they
President
didn't
and
call him.
members.
That's why I would never go.
On behalf of
Trust me, they may know who
city
I am.
and
Oh yeah, I
community,
ain't calling on him.
I ask that we
Wasting my
adjourn
time going all the
today
way there,
in the
an hour
memory of the
each
civil
way.
rights
Get the fuck
icon,
outta
labor
here.
movement organizer,
I'm
professor
good.
and preacher of the gospel, the one Reverend James Lawson Jr. He passed away at the age of 95 this past weekend. Last September, as recently as last September, Councilmember Soto Martinez led us in celebrating Reverend Lawson Day to recognize the person that Dr. Martin Luther King himself called the leading theorist and strategist of nonviolence in the world. He is also widely known as the mind of the movement, the heart of the movement.
Yeah,
He's a staunch advocate for nonviolence in the struggle for equality and civil rights, even in the face of brutality. As an organizer in this city, it was impossible to work without being touched by
No, they're not making
Reverend,
that much. It's
Lawson.
more like $250,000 each.
My wife and I
Damn
actually
close.
got married there at Reverend Lawson's church on Holman in what is now Reverend Lawson Mile on Adams Boulevard.
Now again, the president is also a landlord and stuff, so he may make
no matter
way
how much
well
of a
more
giant
than
he was,
that.
he always
you know what I
stopped
mean?
what he was
But
doing to deal with
as
the
far as
person in
his
front of
salary
him
for working for the city,
and to
that's all I'm
attend to your desires, your hopes, and your dreams as an activist or a
218
person
is base.
fighting
Yeah,
for
see? That's what I'm
justice.
saying.
His official bio: he was born in Pennsylvania.
Most of them are probably
grew up
making
in
around that base
Ohio,
salary.
attended Boston University for college. While working as an activist and a trainer in nonviolence,
You got to remember here, Daly,
Dr. Martin Luther King
218
asked
here
him to
is
come
much
to the
different than
South
you living in Dalton
and
making
finish his
218.
studies in the South, where he could have more impact on the movement.
So
and so he
218 don't
transferred
go
to
that far
Vanderbilt
here,
University
believe it or not.
and organized what
You're
we
not
now
having
know
no
as
fucking
the
$2 million house,
Nashville
really. I
sit-ins
mean,
that
you might.
produced great
You'll be paying a lot
organizers
on
like
it.
Diane Nash.
Your rent will be
John
$13,000 a
Lewis,
month.
and so many others. He got thrown
Some
out
shit
of
like that.
school. He got thrown out of university for helping to organize
$13K
those
a month in
sit-ins
rent.
There in Nashville.
Not paying for the
He also
gardener
traveled to
or
India,
anything
where
else.
he learned
No electricity,
from
no water yet, no
the
gas.
movement that Gandhi started around nonviolence resistance. Came back to the United States and
Oh, they're
continued
doing
to
okay, for
implement
sure.
that training
They're
throughout
not-
the rest of his life. He
They made that money
relocated to
living in a
Los
small
Angeles in
town, they'd be
1974,
balling.
where he was a pastor
You know
of
what I mean?
the Holman United
They'd be
Methodist
living
Church.
fat.
for some 25 years, and there was not a movement that in this city that you couldn't find Reverend Lawson's on the front lines of, getting incarcerated for, and speaking out in favor of. And so with that, there is a short video we have of Reverend Lawson's life and work here in Los Angeles and the world.
You know, by the time you pay for your gas, car payment, all that shit,
my mother sent me on an
$20,000 a month easy.
Up to Main Street.
That's all your
of the
salary.
city.
What are you saving?
In the process, a child yelled,
you know what I mean?
"Nigger" at me, and I walked over and smacked the child. Finished the errand and was sitting in the kitchen talking to my mother. And without turning to face me, she quietly asked me the question, "Jimmy, what good did that do?" It was a turning point in my life, but the last thing she said to me was, "Jimmy, there must be a better way." When I started reading Gandhi in 1947, I recognized very quickly that we black people could change a lot of Jim Crow law and racism and so forth.
But yet you still voted for them.
Tactics. As the Montgomery bus boycott occurred in 1955, I recognized that this is what I was hoping to see happen, and I knew that I would be involved in it. But then I was in graduate school at Oberlin College in Ohio, and King was coming there to speak.
Greatest
And
Republican
so
ever,
I
right
made
there.
certain I was at the speech, and then afterwards went to a small luncheon. And as it turned out, I was the first person to arrive, and Martin King was the second person to arrive. As King recognized that I had been planning for 10 years to probably go south, he said to me very quietly, "Come now. Don't wait. We need you now." I moved to Nashville, Tennessee.
This is true,
and I dropped out of grad school. By the
Them too, for
fall
sure.
of '58,
Who would be the
I
third then?
decided that I was going to experiment with changing Nashville through nonviolent action as the next step.
Cole and
To
Powell.
show that Montgomery was not an accident, but
Would it
also
be?
to show another way of doing it.
Which sort of tries to set the stage for an actual demonstration, for an actual sit-in.
And while the history books mark 4 students from
Democrat,
Greensboro
Victor.
starting it, everyone who studies the case knows
Yet they
that the
quote him left
Nashville
and right.
movement that had begun in '59
He knew
became
how
the
much,
center and the heart of
you
the
know,
movement,
he
and
hated
what
them.
King called the model
So did Malcolm X.
nonviolent campaign. Not
Read a
only
little
did it
Malcolm
become
X,
the model,
you'll find
but
out pretty
because
quick
of serious
they thought about
teaching,
Democrats.
preparation for it, I was able to produce many of the staff people who then continued teaching and creating campaigns in Albany, the Freedom
I mean, it
Ride,
wasn't just against
the
black people. They
Mississippi
started in
Summer.
1892,
King and I,
CW.
with
The
Ella
Chinese
Baker, were
Exclusion
the
Act was by
organizers
them.
of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee,
In the
which I
50s,
basically named.
So what do you
Well, I
call
was
it?
a
Japanese
pastor in
internment camp.
Memphis
I don't know if it was in the
from
50s. I think it was
1962 on, but in 1968,
Late 40s?
1,300 black workers who were the
Might have-
sanitation
may
people
have gone
walked
down to
off
the
the
early
job.
50s.
So I went to their meetings and supported them. But as a part of that organizing, we wanted major figures to come in to speak, and so King was one of the figures.
got fooled by the
strategy
Democrat
committee
Party.
asked to come in, and I did the
That
phone
man
calling
knew what
for
they
that.
were up to.
Good evening. Dr. Martin Luther King, the apostle of nonviolence in the civil rights movement, has been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee.
People have asked, well, you know, you must feel guilty about that, and I have to say no. King and I were part of a very significant movement. We were colleagues in it. We both were of the same mind here that workers organized in unions could advance themselves. I have a certain amount of confidence that I know there is a better
It's a
way,
lesson, Wagner.
and the
Or
work
just
of a
stating
Gandhi,
fact.
but also a Martin King in Western civilization, shows us, if we're prepared, that there's a better way to have a different kind of world. So I sense that I have found the better way that my mother.
So the people that started slavery are telling me that I need to change the thought
When I
about
was in the
slavery.
4th
Got
grade.
it. Got it. Just needed to make sure I got it. I do.
So with that, whether you were in the Justice for Janitors movement, the hotel workers
Justice
movement,
for
the home health care workers movement, the immigrant rights
What?
movement, the anti-gun violence, the universal access to college prep and education reform, the Equal Rights Amendment, and so many other movements here in the city you were touched by, Reverend Lawson. And I, for one, am saddened, but also proud of the legacy.
You know he got
that
some
he's
nice
left
suits, and he got a sweet caddy
in his
behind, that's
memory.
for sure.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Hutt.
Thank you, Mr.
I
Chair,
always say,
and
if
thank you
if
for bringing this
what
forward,
they say is true, and the money is root of all evil.
Reverend James
why is it that
Lawson's passing
the
leaves a
church
profound
want your money
void
so
in
much?
our community.
Is it just to rid you
However,
of the
we
evil?
know that his impact
Maybe that's
will
what it is.
endure for so many generations to come.
I mean,
A
it's not
towering
just churches,
figure
temples,
in the civil rights
synagogues,
movement, a beacon of
all types.
inspiration,
Why does
and
religious
a
figures want your
champion of
money?
nonviolence, he truly influenced so many and pushed for a world of peace and love. As many of you know, earlier this year, we co-named a portion of Adams Boulevard
They
the
definitely don't
Reverend
have to pay the
James
taxes,
Lawson
that's for
Mile,
sure, Ally.
a small gesture compared to the immense debt of
But it's
gratitude
just like, yeah,
we
weed's
owe
bad
him.
for you, so why don't you just
But I'm
give
so
me all
proud
your
that
weed
we were
so I
able
can
to
smoke
give
it?
him his flowers and celebrate
that
his
evil weed
powerful
away from you.
contributions and legacy
Same thing.
while he was with us. As councilwoman, for me,
It's the
Reverend Lawson was a
pursuit of
reminder of
money
the
that is the
importance
root of all evil.
empathy,
Thank you for correcting
compassion,
me, Max.
and perseverance in the face of adversity. He was a first-hand
So you
witness
should
to
be
the unwavering commitment to justice and a
completely
reminder of the
non-consumer, I
role
guess.
that we all have to
Not strive for
support
anything.
and do good for each other. Reverend Lawson's
Or be happy
legacy
with the
is more
crumbs
than
that you got.
just a chapter in our collective history, but a call to
I
action.
mean, really, the reason we
So
pursue
together,
money
let's
is so
honor
we can
Reverend
live.
Lawson by continuing to work for
When
more
you get a
just
taste of
and
better
equitable
living, and you want
society.
that better
and
life,
let's continue to fight
you
against
continue
injustice
work hard.
wherever we see
And
it.
I always thought that was it. But
My prayers go to his
Yeah.
family and all that are affected by his passing. And
it's felony.
my
Felon
colleague,
Hunter.
Councilmember Price,
I won't refer to
sends
him as
his
that, anything else.
condolences as
He's the
well,
felon.
as he is not here with us today.
Hunter Biden.
May Reverend Lawson
He isn't
rest
the only
in
felon
power.
in the family, I assure you.
Thank
And
you.
please
Cubby?
add our
Good
names.
afternoon.
Councilmember Soto Martinez.
Thank you so much, Council President.
Well, I can't put it up any higher. It's going to feed
know,
back, wine country.
Nobody in my life has played more
And I can do
of a
that.
significant role in my activism.
It's hard for me to
than
hear them,
Reverend James
but I
Lawson.
won't raise the mic level up
If
any higher because
you ever went to his
feeds
workshops,
back.
which he
It's
still
too
did
high.
at Holman Methodist Church every third Saturday of the month.
Maybe that'll be. a
You would
little
see the
better. I don't know
community
what
that
to
he
say.
built.
I'm tired of going up and down.
He
and
was
up
loving,
and
he
down
was
and up
compassionate.
and down and up and down.
He
and
taught
up
us
and
about
down.
nonviolent direct action, how that.
I don't know.
He called it soul force. He studied Gandhi. And I think what's often lost in many of the young activists today is that he taught us that when you do these actions, it is not to push away the person that you are doing an action or delegation. The point is to win that person over. And
All right, turn my mic
eventually
on.
you
That
won
should be
person over, and there was a moment of
higher than them
reconciliation.
now.
It was a spiritual journey that he asked all of us to go on.
I adjusted on the other
And that
end
is
now.
a very deep
Not in the mixer.
religious activism that is rooted in Tolstoy and Christianity.
Why
and
wasn't this
Buddhism.
done in February? Because
And I
they
think
forgot
that
about it. No, he passed away. I think he just
if
passed
anything,
away. That's why.
I think that's where we need to continue to go to.
It's more for his
I think,
passing.
if folks who don't know who he is, I suggest you look him up. He had a list, 100 or so books that he asked us to read. I read so many of them. But I don't want this to be a sad day. I'm going to mourn his loss because he means so much to me. But it's truly a celebration. What he brought to this city is in the DNA of the labor movement and all the movements that
Hopefully
Harris
that's a little
Dawson
better.
talked about. So, I'll be celebrating his life. But
I'm sure
thank
you
for
will
bringing
be.
this forward.
I'm sure you're going to celebrate his life every day
Thank
from
you very
today on.
much. There,
asshole.
it's not an exaggeration to say that there may not be any Angelino who has done more to change the hearts and minds of people, to
Look at
demonstrate
thoughts
that
and prayers, thoughts and prayers,
gentleness and
thoughts
strength
and
are
prayers.
not mutually exclusive, to demonstrate that disagreement does not require disrespect, than James Lawson. And the legacy that he leaves for this city is a towering one, an unprecedented one, perhaps in Los Angeles. And so, with your permission, Mr. Harris Dawson, I'd like to ask that this be an all members resolution, a motion for adjournment in tribute to the extraordinary legacy of James Lawson. Thank you. Are there any other adjourning motions, members? All right. Seeing none, go forth and serve the city well. This meeting is adjourned.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. Another one in the books, ladies and gents. Another one in the books. Another one in the books. Another one in the books. All right, so I guess that's it. I mean, we got something in today, which is nice. You know, it's better than nothing. It's a fantastic day. Woke up to the conviction of the moron and chief's son, which is always fantastic. We knew what a crackhead piece of shit he was, and here, just more of that. Having said that, like I said, we will be live tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just to your time zones, live from Venice Beach. The skaters are out skating. Thank you guys for all the likes, the love. The donos were huge today. Thank you again, just like yesterday. The thumbs ups, they work and they're free, and I appreciate them. Especially for these kinds of streams, guys. You know, we need to kind of get it boosted up a little more. So I appreciate the ones who took the time to do that. I really do. And I guess that's it for now. Hopefully, you guys can join us tonight. If not, I understand if you can't. So yeah, we're going to get out of here for now, but enjoy your day. I will see you tonight at 8. So on behalf of Stink Bomb, who just ran out of the room, and myself, I'm out of here for now.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Bye, y'all.